us for episode number 11 of Gnome Sane Presents. They tried to copy this person's work and broke every single machine at Kinko's because one simply does not reproduce a WesCoCinco.
All right.
Nice.
Yo.
Nice.
We got it. It wasn't as bad as normal. We did pretty good.
Yep, you're down there, buddy.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going,
What's
everybody?
going on, man? How's it going, everybody?
Welcome to episode 11 of Gnome Sane Presents. We've got Goofy MTF, myself, Gnome Sane, and we are introducing WesCoCinco.
Hello.
Let's go.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Awesome.
I love the background, man. You got everything all looking nice, all wired up.
I just redid that over the past month, just taking everything down and redoing the whole wall.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
Old married couple.
Exactly.
Yeah, listen. Oh, man, that was great.
All right. So, what's going on? How's it going?
Is it
Things
going?
good?
Yeah, everything's going good.
Tell us about yourself a little bit, man.
Yeah, so my name is Wes. I'm a photographer out of Oregon, and I live probably about a 2-minute drive from the beach. I could just, it's kind of like a backyard to me.
That's awesome.
It's good. I just got off work. I'm a dishwasher, and so it's chaotic sometimes, but I'm willing to get my hands dirty when no one else will. So
Okay.
it gets me money. So
There you go.
Works.
Dishwasher by day, photographer by night.
yeah. The catch is the restaurant is directly down the heart of downtown. Like there's like the boardwalk. It's like a 10-foot sidewalk kind of thing. We're just on the other side of that from the sand and the beach.
Oh, so
And when it's
beach all day.
It's a tourist town. It's a tourist town, and when it's 4th of July weekend,
oh yeah,
it gets a little bit hard to handle.
yeah.
Oh, I bet.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. If it's tourist town, it's 4th of July weekend, and you're
Yeah.
right off the beach. I'm gonna have to hook you up. Well, you got some deals?
I mean,
It's honestly,
make a hotel.
Oregon is West Coast, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So dirt.
Is that part? Is that for
Um,
the reason for the name? Is like the WesCoCinco?
No, Wesco is short for my full name. Wesley
Okay.
Corliss. That's my full name. And then Cinco is because I grew up playing soccer. I'm a soccer guy, and I have always been number 5. That was just me.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And then come around high school, I kind of just came up with Wesco, and then came up with Cinco, and then just put 2 and 2 together, and here we are.
Yeah.
That's catchy.
Hell yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So
man.
how long have you been streaming?
Streaming, well, I streamed a little bit on my Xbox when I tried to, but it didn't really go a lot. I couldn't really control much. So I waited around to get a PC, bought one from my buddy about 5 months ago, and I've been doing that ever since I had the chance to. So about 5 months now, maybe 6.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
Stream.
PC. I started streaming off of Xbox myself.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then went out, and got the big boy pants, and got the PC. So I know the struggle that you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
What kind of games are you streaming when you're playing?
I play a lot of Rocket League.
Okay.
That's a big one. I play with my buddy Milky all the time. We've been he's another streamer. Check him out. He's really fun to play with. He's really chill with everything. But I play a lot of that. I play some Valorant. I got into that since I started to get on the PC. Really suck at it. You get a lot of clips of me sucking and failing, but we have fun. So it's fun.
that's the name of the game.
Yeah, I'm so bad. I'll put my head on the desk. I'm like, why am I so bad at this game? It's atrocious. I shouldn't be on this. But I mean, we do a couple of games of Among Us. We play that with Milky and his crew in the militia. We've been getting more of that. I want to get more of that going because we play a lot of fun with that. We always blame the person that's named Salad. We have a buddy named Salad. We just blame him for everything. It's great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
like tater salad or
no, he's actually Depressed Salad. That's his name.
depressed salad.
Depressed
Oh, okay.
Salad.
Okay.
Is this your guy here, Milky Nades?
Yeah, that's my guy, Milky.
All right. He's
Super
sending the
fun.
hearts.
Throw a
Yeah, I
little,
started. I was just on Instagram, and there was a Rocket League tourney like advertisement, and from him, and I just joined it, and ever since I've been playing with him, and he got me and helped me get streaming set up and everything, so that could all get going. And he's been helping me rank up and just play, and he's just been just a really great person just to hang out with. And
Okay.
just yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
What rank are you?
Right now, I'm hard stuck champ 1, champ 2.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because we were on. Gosh, Corey's got this, and you said you wanted to play.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's right around right where I'm at. I mean, I think right now in 2s I'm a champ, and then Diamond I'm like D3 or something.
Okay.
So carry me. I've still yet to get the champ rewards. So I've had champ. This will be my second time having champ. So
The first time I hit champ, I was on Rumble, so I'm not even gonna say anything. So
I'm Rumble champion.
I hit it, and it was like I was in college on my dorm room, and it was like a week left of the season. I was like, I could actually hit champ rewards. Oh my god! And I just grinded it out, and I hit it at the very last second.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But this was also a time that I was playing on Switch.
On the Switch.
Oh, okay. You got the champ rewards on a Switch.
I got the champ one on Switch, and then I went to Xbox, and they came out with SSL, and then I just never left champ ever since. That was 3 years ago. I say hard stuck. I meant hard stuck.
Right.
Okay.
Were you playing console only? So you only playing other Switch players?
I'm not waiting 20 minutes for a game.
Get
I
the
tried
little 5-year-old kid.
Sometimes if I'm not a
Mario Kart.
long enough day, I'll be like, let me just console only, just so I can talk to people. Nope, never. It's like literally a half-hour wait, sometimes 45 minutes. It's bad.
Oh, man.
It is not good. Would not recommend.
So moving on up and got the Xbox going. Are you looking to get on the PC for gaming?
Well, that's what I'm on right now.
No, he's on right now.
Oh, okay. He's on right now. Okay.
Yeah,
Started
yeah.
with the Xbox.
He
Yep.
upgraded.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got you.
No, he started Switch, then Xbox.
Switch, Xbox.
Now he's a big boy.
We're at the
All right.
PC. Now we're going to upgrade back to the Switch. That's what we're going to do. We're going to head back, throw it back.
Head back. Retro Switch gaming.
Maybe. Who knows?
I mean, hey, sad day, man. I mean, it's the first thing you got a champ on, or like, best thing you did. Why not?
I mean, there was a lot of Joy-Con drift, and I just called it lag because I didn't fucking acknowledge Joy-Con drift as a thing. And
So it was like pulling you to
and
the
then I
side
played
all
Xbox,
the
went
time.
back to the Switch, and I was like, how did I ever play on this thing? I can't control for shit. I can't move.
So you were probably like GC or something.
I never knew, but like when I got to like friends that were on PC and they could see your MMR, they told me, they're like, your cash is at GC, dude. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
Really?
but my rank was at like Diamond 3 at the time, so I'm like, I don't fucking know. Don't ask me. I'm blaming the teammates. That's all I got to do. That's what everyone does. So yeah, it's always the teammates.
Or the Joy-Con that pulls to the side.
Yeah,
playing that a little bit too. We got a few people with some things. We got Dragon's Angel 95, Wes.
Hey Joel.
We got Friendly Gamers 61 says, when in doubt, vote sail it out.
That's the first.
Oh no, poor salad. Oh no. We got Corey's got this in here. West Coast, I love this man.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
So what were you were streaming just before?
Yeah, I was just doing a little editing on my photos. I have Lightroom open. I was just touching up photos that I took for 4th of July.
Okay.
And so yeah, I was just touching up on those, messing around with them, see what I could do, and then creating here.
Is that something that you're gonna do also? Is streaming the photos and stuff, photo editing?
Yeah, I plan to. I've just got display mode open, and so I just gotta just open up Lightroom, and then you guys can just kind of get behind the scenes of what I do when I'm not actually behind the camera.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of other stuff that goes on. Like sometimes if I take a really good photo that I do enjoy, I might spend maybe 2 to 3 hours just editing that one photo.
Oh wow!
Right.
Yeah.
Can we get a little sneak peek on something?
A little sneak peek, maybe. I might be convinced.
Yeah, you may or may not be convinced.
May or may not.
I want to see what 3 hours of one photo would do, man.
Oh yeah, maybe that. Do you have like a before and after? That'd be awesome.
Well, I do always when I edit the photos, I save a version of it, so it's like, all right, this is the first, so I can go back and reset it, and then I could edit it again for another 2 hours and see if I do it a different way, and I could just mess around with it all I want.
Okay.
And I can save them, but I also have a version of it that copies the original, so I can go back to the original every single time.
Okay. Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Now, do you do like more nature or like cars, or is it just?
I do
everything?
like nature photography a lot because, well, I live in a tourist town and I don't like tourists because they're stupid when they drive and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. If you're driving
Okay.
bad in my town, I will call you a tourist. It's just how it is. It's,
All right, salad. All right,
it's so
salad.
it's sad. It's sad. I'm like,
Tourists,
one-way
get
street.
out of
Let's
the
turn
road.
down it. No, it's a one-way. What are you doing? And they just people.
They're
are
driving
stressful.
like this.
And so I love nature photography and just like going out on the. I'll hike a lot of trails, and it's a way for me to get out and not deal with people. So I
Okay.
enjoy that a lot. It's just
Nice.
peaceful and calm.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do a lot of typically I do waterfall hunting is what I call it. And so Oregon has a shitload of waterfalls everywhere.
Okay.
And so there's some that are like 2 hours away. There's some that are like 20 minutes away. And so
Okay.
I can go out and hike a trail that might be 1/2 mile long. It could be 3 miles long. And I'll hike it, go to the waterfall, and I'll take photos of the waterfall in a really creative way that I have to use a tripod for. So I carry like a whole backpack full of equipment and do that, take the photo, and I can mess around with it, do before and afters, try different angles, and I'll probably spend 1/2 hour trying to shoot photos.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I'll hike back and then drive back home and then edit them all again.
Hell
It's
yeah, man.
awesome. I'm picturing WesCoCinco being like Les Shroud from Survivor Man with his camera and hiking out and just all the equipment and stuff. It seems neat.
Yeah, I have a bunch of different like backpacks that I use for different occasions for whatever type of photos I have to take for the day. But
Got you. Do you
Yeah.
put yourself in the shots very much on that, or is it just
no,
your
that's also
subject?
why I like being a photographer because it means I have the excuse to not be in the photo.
Right.
I get to be like, nope,
One
I
of
gotta be
them
back
fellas.
here. I can't be in the front of the camera, guys. Sorry, I gotta be back here behind it. I can't. There's a timer. No, there's not. No, you don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's broke. It doesn't
It's-
work.
yeah, it doesn't work
I don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's over there like cameras looking at him. He's like, "Oh yeah, so I'm having a good day."
Right.
He's like tries to cover himself.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get in front of the camera when I just feel like doing self portraits or something,
Yeah.
and I will put on a timer. Or another option I can do is I can also connect my phone to my camera, and I can
Okay.
control it from my phone, and I can
Okay.
tell it when to take photos and such, which I've done before as well.
Have
So
you had
ahead.
any kind of like encounters with like wildlife, like crazy encounters or anything?
I mean, if you look at the big dent on the front of my car, I'd say yes.
Okay.
So out here, there are 3 local herds of elk.
Hell yeah.
2 of them are like 20. The third one is about a size of, I'd say maybe 60 or 70.
Ooh,
One day
okay.
I was driving on the highway, getting up to speed, and it's getting a little dark out, a little dusk, and this massive herd decides to stampede across the highway.
oof.
I slammed my brakes. I wasn't going to get there in time. Honked my horn. All but one dive off, and I swerved the car just to hit the rear end of the elk. It got up, ran off. I pull over, massive dent on my hood. One of the lights broke off, and the engine worked fine. I was able to walk away. Very fortunate because I know people that have been killed from those situations.
Right.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
they're because those things are 7 feet tall if you include the antlers. Those things are massive.
Yeah, they're what, like 1,200 pounds or something, or they can get higher. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy that people think like, oh, it's just a big deer, you know, it's probably like
No.
300 pounds, 400 pounds. Like, no, it's 1,000 pounds. It's like hitting
Yeah.
another car.
Yeah,
Right.
they're everywhere though. Like I'll stumble across them every now and then. Sometimes I live like on the outskirts of the town. I'll find some of them sleeping in the backyard. Not even kidding.
Wow.
Okay.
I'd be with my parents and they'd go to work, not even notice. I'm like, guys, how did you not see it? It's laying just 30 yards behind the house.
right.
Like, what do you mean?
How did you
But-
see the car parked out back? You know, the 7-foot car. You know,
Yeah.
1,000 pounds is chilling in your backyard.
But yeah, they're everywhere. Sometimes
Oh,
there's like
man.
a little. There was one time I was with my fiance at a park and we were just chilling. The herd was there. They were moving along. We parked ahead of the herd. Got out, sat next to the tires, and they actually walked around us. And we were actually able to we actually were able to pet them.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
The only reason we were able to do this is because we let them come to us.
Right.
Because if you approach them, it's much more dangerous. But when we just let them come to us,
1,000%.
yeah, because there was a herd of like probably 15, 20 in that one, and there's a couple bucks and a big deer out there, and they're dangerous, but if we have
Right.
if we're smart about it, it's a lot better. But the
Yeah.
problem is just tourists. If there's too many people around, like tourists, I don't even try because they're gonna cause something and get them riled up, and I'm not.
Oh,
feeling
of course, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
you get dumb, dumb city folk that try to go over there like, oh, I want to pet it too, and start walking, and then it runs you over, and it's just like, oh, it was chilling. Like,
no, yeah.
Is that common in your area, like having elk attacks or
No,
people getting injured?
No, but there are times when it'd be like a very narrow part of the highway because highway 101 runs from the top of Washington all the way down to like bottom of California. It runs the entire West Coast. And the town that I work at and where I live, it goes through the center of everything. But there'll be people when it goes one lane, it'll be like Yellowstone and the bison. You'll see tourists park on the side of the road to take pictures of them or stop in the road to take pictures of them. And it's like, guys, this isn't a stopping lot. This is a highway. Move. Drive. Move, please.
All right, I understand why you're saying that you don't like a tourist, and that's why you call them that. Because, like, if I'm driving and it's a one-way highway or something, and all of a sudden you pull over, or don't even pull over, you just stop, just take pictures.
It's just that there's so many people. It's just overwhelming sometimes. But the caveat of that is they're a necessary evil. They pay my money. They get me money, so
well,
I can't exactly complain. But
you know what I mean. The other thing too, it's like some people don't really realize how big the animal is, or something like that, and they pull over and they want to take pictures. To you, it's like, oh, it's just another Tuesday. To them, they're like, holy crap, man, it's a dinosaur! It's a big ass animal.
There's always that group. Always.
Yeah. I mean, it's so cool though,
Yeah, because we have a 4th of July celebration every year, except for the last 2 years when it was canceled because of COVID.
Yeah.
And so this year was a big year because they had all the previous years saved up. Businesses in the area still donated money for it, and so it was a really big show.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to go take photos of it with my super big lens. I'm going to be like 5 miles down the beach. I'm going to get the city from afar. I'm 5 miles down the beach, and I'm still struggling to find a parking spot. Shoulder to shoulder, everybody's there, and the show started at 10, but people are shooting their own fireworks off. It's 1 a.m. People are still shooting them off all across the beach. Everybody's
out it.
And it's a whole party, but at the same time, people are just unpredictable.
Is it okay if I share some of these images you've got in your Discord?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's take a look because these are some of the pictures you took from 4th of July. I was checking them out earlier.
Yeah.
And we'll pull those up here.
Yeah, we'll have what do you want to call it? Next year, we'll have our podcast right on the beach.
Bring it over.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so you do like that, the stop. That's dope, man.
Yeah, so these are all with sparklers. Those little, like, you get like those 6 boxes of 5.
Yeah.
Little sparklers. Yeah. That's all that is right there.
Okay.
That's just sparkler. And what I do is I put it on a tripod, and I have the camera still, have it spend about 10 seconds before it activates, and I have it open for a full 15, 20 seconds, maybe even 30. That one right there is 30 seconds.
Okay. Right. That's the only time the timer works, though, is when you're doing stuff like that. The timer doesn't work normally.
Yeah, it doesn't normally work. I have two cameras. This is the good camera. The bad one is when I bring that I can't do that. Yeah. But, and so interesting fact is photography is defined and translated in its original text as painting with light. And that's exactly what I'm doing with this, is with the sparkler, because it's so bright. It's just constantly mapping it because it's like overexposing that one spot that it's just catching every single bit of it. And it's also the best way to get fireworks as well, which kind of just makes it easier.
Yeah. How long did you say that exposure was for?
This one is 30 seconds. So this is me in the sand with the sparkler in my hand, just running around, spinning it in circles, doing who knows fucking what.
Right. And then some fireworks happen to go off like part way as you're finishing or something in the background. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you do all of them that long for the 30 seconds for the fireworks, or are they shorter normally?
Usually they're shorter. I'll do it for maybe for a full firework, I could just do it for maybe 8 seconds, then maybe even 5. Right. But it kind of just depends on what you do. And this kind of technique of using capturing motion in this way is really different than what normal photography is. And so there's different techniques and ways to manipulate the camera settings to make it do what you want.
Right.
Okay, so this is like on a this is like majority, like you said, you had one camera that can do this and another one that can't.
I mean, that's what I tell people.
Oh, he was
okay.
joking about the timer because he uses the
No, I'm
timer
saying
where-
like, is there a feature like that's all, like you can do it this way, like on your
Yeah.
camera, or is this all editing? Like you take picture by picture, and that's why
Oh,
it
this
takes
is
3 hours.
these ones are raw photos. I haven't even edited these photos yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is you leave the exposure frame open on the camera longer, and it captures the light the whole time. So you have to have the camera on a tripod or be super still, which
Right.
probably isn't going to happen for 30 seconds.
No.
But being super still, like your whole background will stay the same and look the same, except for lighting situations like you can see here. But for 30
okay.
seconds, it's recording. So he's a blur. 'cause
Yeah,
he's
I'm
going
moving
across.
around, and so it can't pick me up because I'm not bright enough. I'm not
Right.
giving enough. So there's 3 things to a camera. You have your aperture, your ISO, and your shutter speed. Your ISO is the sensor, how sensitive you want it to be.
Okay.
And then the other 2 is the ISO is how wide, or no, ISO aperture is how wide of the lens it can get versus like how small and tight you want it to be. And then you combine that one with shutter speed for how long it's going to be open for. And that's kind of how you would get your exposure. And so I have it set to a really low ISO, so it's not sensitive to light, so I can make it to it comes up brighter, lifts up shadows. But if you get too much, you'll get grain and all that kind of blur in the photos that makes it kind of just, it's hard to see and doesn't get as much clarity in the photo.
Right, because this, you said you haven't even edited, and you can see like the sparklers coming off, and it's like crisp and clear, and then you're going to make it like 10 times better.
Yeah, because the old school cameras were with film.
Right.
And so when they get overexposed, it's just a white spot. You can't do anything about that. So this is because the sparkler is so bright, it's just giving a constant trail for it to follow.
Gotcha.
Like when if you're spinning one in your hand, you see that trail.
Right.
We're just making the camera now pick it up instead of over a 100th of a second in that one spot. It's now just the whole trail.
Gotcha.
It's awesome.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
It is.
I've always wondered how they did. Like I've seen pictures like that, and I've had people come like, dude, that's cool. Like blah blah blah. How do you think they do it? I'm like, honestly, it'd be great editing. That's all I could really think of. Great editing. I was like, honestly, I don't know how to do it. So now you actually explained it. Like I can see it.
Yeah, tools of the trade. You get learn your equipment and figure out little tricks like that, and you can utilize them to make some really cool art. I like it.
Oh yeah.
We got a few people in chat here. We got we got your boy Smoke coming in here saying Gnome, Goofy, and Wesco. He's going to be on here in a couple weeks.
Hell yeah.
He says, I agree. I'm not a big picture taker, but when it comes to video, that's different. I guess he goes out in videos. Miss Nade says, don't go chasing waterfalls, Cinco.
Too late.
And too late. He says, Friendly Gamer 61 says, don't say it's like a brick wall. When we were talking about how the elk hit the car.
Oh, the elk absolutely is a brick wall. Absolutely. Yeah.
He said, don't
It's
say it.
a brick
You're not
wall.
supposed to say it. You're supposed to say something different, like, I don't know.
It's an avocado, gamer. Okay, it's an avocado.
Right.
That's all you need to know.
The core of the avocado, though.
Yeah, I just uploaded some more photos to that Discord. If you want to exit out of that photo, you see the rest of them.
Okay.
Some of them are new, some of them I edited already, so you can see a little bit of before and after as well. In this case, you can see the
So
ones.
yeah, let's check this one out. We've got a before here, right? I'm assuming,
Mhm,
and
that's
then
before.
this is going to be the after.
Okay, so you actually, you actually see like more of it, and you clear it.
Yeah.
No, that's dope.
Yeah, and it looks like you've darkened up some areas, brightened up some areas, and added some blur maybe to it or something. I don't know. Or
The blur is just because I'm standing still, just kind of bouncing right there.
Okay.
During the whole 15 seconds.
Yeah,
So it captures me, but it doesn't capture me in a still image because of that. It's just not being able to capture motion.
So that from this, and it's incredible because like all of this, you don't really see, and it really pulls out the composition of the.
Because I did. If you notice, I did crop it as well.
You took the truck out too.
Yeah, a lot of times when you have a photo, you can kind of just condense it and make it smaller and make it a lot more focused. And there's different types of crop sizes and stuff that you can go with depending on what you're using it for.
Okay.
Let me find.
Nice. Let's check this out. That's cool.
That's cool. That's fucking dope.
That's the 5. Are you doing Cinco right there?
Yep, that's
Roman
me.
numeral 5, dude. That's awesome. Check it out, dude. That's really cool. I like it.
Fucking A.
This is the other one here, and this is cropped and then edited with some color too.
Yeah, you can see it's more like it's a lot clearer, dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
dehazed some of the image so there's a lot less fog in the image, and then I can help darken up the shadows. I can bring up the lights. I can highlight it. I did an edit that was for the top half of the picture, bottom half, and then specifically for the sparkles themselves for that luminance range. I can control it that way. There's a lot of different ways that you can go about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you're using Photoshop for the editing?
I'm using Lightroom.
Lightroom, okay.
Lightroom is a lot more specific to photography. There's 2 versions of it. I use one that's a lot less popular. One of them is based on specifically your computer, and it backs up and creates a log of all your photos for you, so you don't have to do that because you want to have backups onto a external hard drive. You want to have it on your hard drive. You want to have it on a separate computer. You back up all your photos to like 4 different locations essentially. So so no matter what happens, we will always have our photos saved somewhere.
Right. Yep.
And so there's a lot of stuff like that goes on. But
yeah, archival and saving is super important for photographers.
The other one is less useful in that sense, but it doesn't have as many controls, but I can also have it as an app on my phone. And so when I upload it to the computer, it syncs it to that app on my phone. So I can edit them while I'm on the go. And portability is a big thing for me because I do a lot of travel and outdoor stuff. So I can just do it as I want.
All right. That's awesome. Check out this one here.
Let me get the final for one of my classes.
Was that Michigan right there? Am I with the heart?
I was trying to do Milky, but I just fucked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult.
I can imagine because you're writing letters and
invisible.
Yeah, I start to lose the proportions, and it's like, well, that didn't come out right. Let's go again, and I'll try like 4 times. And it just never worked.
Right. Well, you heart Michigan. That's
apparently.
I mean, hey, man, you send it our way. Come on now.
Right.
I could be like, oh, yeah, I took this picture, steal it from you.
I wanted to show some of these other ones you had up here, too, because these are awesome. You actually got, did you win anything on these?
So that photo on the top right there.
This one?
That's photo I took 2 years ago at my first rodeo that I ever went to. It was super hot, and the entire setting was just very like there wasn't a lot of color, and so I was like, okay, let me just shoot black and white. Why not? And I almost didn't even bring my camera. I started the rodeo not with my camera at all, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go to the car, grab it, and I ended up just taking photos, and this was one of them that came out. And this photo won me a competition for best photo, and I got to have it put on display in Barcelona, Spain, at a national gallery there.
That's dope, bro.
That is
and that's
cool.
the first and only photo that's made that mark. The only other photo I have was put in a magazine for storytelling, and that one I believe is somewhere up there as well.
Okay.
Now here's my question. You don't really have to tell me, but
yeah,
did you get paid anything for that photo? Like, because
nope.
they put it in these galleries and everything else. It's just pretty much you just they're putting your name out and saying you're a great photographer, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that one was free, so that one I didn't get paid for. That one, it was for a competition that was on a free app that you can just submit photos and people vote on photos, and then your top 4 photos as your profile, as well as top photo specifically, people just vote, and over a certain amount of time, whoever wins can get put in a gallery, can be put in a magazine. It could be for a year, it could be for a weekend. You never know how long it's going to be in there for.
Okay.
But there's a lot of different stuff like that, and that's a difficult thing about photographers. Sometimes it's just like, nah, exposure is not enough. Pay me money.
Right.
Yeah, that can be difficult because you can't do everything for free all the time, but you still need to develop a reputation and build a portfolio and things like that.
Yeah, and that's why I want to do more editing photos live, because like there's a lot more behind the scenes, behind the camera that people don't realize. That's the hardest part, because if you take a photo of somebody, people naturally don't like photos of themselves.
Right.
That's just natural. And so when I take a photo of somebody and they look in the camera like, oh, I don't like it, it's like, I got to work with them on it, but at the same time, I have to get their approval.
Correct.
And it's like, even though these may not look right, I've still got post-production, but it's like, I can't tell them, just like, hold on, let me work with it for a second. Be patient.
Right.
And that could be a week, but people just don't like having to wait sometimes. So it's like there's a balance you got to figure out.
Yeah. I do have one question. I know that's a clown that's flying in the air. Was he bucked from the
No,
ball?
so this is actually the rider on the bottom.
Rider, yeah, because that's him in the helmet. Because now they have
the rider fell down. He's on his way down right now. He's on the downfall. He's not getting up. And then the cowboy jumped over him when he was running around the bull.
Yeah.
The guy fell. He jumped over him right in the split second that I took that photo.
That's dope, man.
And that's the beautiful thing about this kind of stuff about action sports is that's a thousandth of a second. That's all that is.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's a fraction of time that photography is time travel.
And all the action that you caught in there, that's so cool.
And the best thing about when I take photos like these is just simply that you never know when the photo like this is ever going to get shot ever again.
Right.
Right.
Because this is something that's like, I'm like, holy shit, this is really amazing.
Right. You can't orchestrate this stuff.
And you can't orchestrate, no matter, you could try all you want. You're not going to duplicate this. And that's like my favorite part. It's like, that's what kind of why I like doing that kind of shit. Cause
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have it set up where you take like a picture and it takes like 10 at a time or something? Or like you
keep going. I'll be right back. I need a drink. I can hear you though.
Yeah, no worries.
So yes and no. I have different photo modes on my camera. I can have it set for that timer for 10 seconds. I could have it set for 2 seconds before it takes the photo. I could have it do 10 seconds and then shoot X amount of photos in 10 seconds.
Okay.
And then you have single shooting, which is just click, and that's it. And then it'd show it to you. Click. You have to keep pressing it.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they have the continuous, which you can just hold it and it'll quick shoot it. My old camera I could do that, and its fastest setting would maybe you could probably take a photo every half second, probably. Okay. And this was when I was getting into sports photography at the time, and so I needed to get a faster camera.
Right.
So I got a new camera, and that one, it has different continuous settings, and its sport mode can do probably 15 photos in 1 second.
Okay.
It rapid fires.
What kind of camera is it? It's
a Canon 90D.
Oh, okay. Canon 90D. Those are awesome. Yeah,
so I use a lot. I'm a Canon photographer. Mm-hmm. That's the main brand that I use.
Okay. And what was your old camera?
My old one was a Canon Rebel, like 6 Ti, I think it was. And that was like one you get off of like Costco, and it was like a base kit, and it came with like 2 other lenses.
Yeah.
Right. And the Canon Rebels, like the base models, like those weren't bad either. But then you step into the one you got, and it's just a world of difference. Were you able to use any of the lenses from your old one on the new one?
Yes. So there's when you make the lens, they have like these little dots on them. Actually, I have a lens right here. And so on them, we have these little red dots.
Yeah.
Other ones might have a white square. The difference is the red dots are prime lenses, the other ones are zoom lenses, and some of them you can go across models. Some of them you cannot.
You can just click on the square by their picture if you want to do the solo.
Got you. Okay.
And so we have the dot, and this is just one of my main ones that I travel around with. This is my general one that I'll use for most of my photos, depending on what I want to use.
Okay.
But this is kind of one, like if I want to pack light, I'll bring that one. But since we're here.
Hold on, he's about to show out the big boy, aren't you?
Right. Actually, I am. This is my lens. So that lens is my 18 millimeters to 50 millimeter. So that's kind of its focal length and how far away it can get for photos. Right. This is 150 to 600.
Woo!
If I just take the whole thing off, it's a big fucking piece.
Holy whoa. Jesus. You're trying to shoot the moon with that, huh? Take pictures of the stars and satellites.
And if I could take this off, it'd be even over here. And then I can also still... Let me unlock it here.
That's just a lens. There's no camera there, people.
Nope, I can zoom it out even further.
Right.
Oh my god, that's like the guy she tells you not to worry about. Like
exactly.
Huge, all right, so how much?
WesCo doing paparazzi?
A little bit, but I like to keep my distance, as we all know.
So if I had to estimate, that's probably what, 2, maybe 3 grand.
This one was actually 1.2.
Okay.
Okay.
I was over, but dude, like
Yeah, good lenses are going to be between $1,000, maybe $2,000. But when you get to $3,000, then you're just looking at the camera bodies themselves.
Okay.
And it's a lot less of the lenses. Because the more expensive lenses are faster.
Okay.
And when I say faster, I mean that we talked about the 3 things that control the camera. And the part of the aperture that is how wide it can get.
Yeah.
More expensive lenses can be wider. If they're wider, it lets in more light at a time, so it takes less time to actually get the right photo.
Okay.
Because when you have a low aperture, it would be super wide, but it'd be a low number. Sometimes a lot of beginners get that mixed up. But we would do that, and a low number means that's how you get the blurry background.
Yeah.
And versus your focus of just the person in the foreground. That's how they would be using a low number, so it's a faster lens. So even if it's not about speed in sports, if you're doing portraits and you want to have a blurry background, you need to have a fast lens in that sense, anyways.
Got you.
Right.
Got you. Hell yeah.
Check out chat real quick. We've got Cochran 3833. I think I said this earlier, but I made it here. He's going to be our guest next week.
Let's
Yep.
go.
No I'm Saying Presents podcast. He's throwing out some of the twerk emotes from Corey's Got This. We had him on here last week.
Yep.
And Corey's in here also. Cochran, he says that picture's dope.
Thank you.
I think that might have been the bull. Dragon's Angel 95 says, Wes, I wish I could afford to fly you over here to take pics of my wedding.
I'm not a person photo taker. I'm not the person.
Right.
No,
so nope.
you don't do.
I'm not much. Weddings is not my forte. That's not my area. Too expensive for me to fuck it up. I'm not gonna. No. Too much stress involved with that one.
It is. I did some not archival data recovery for a wedding photographer at one point in time, and it was stressful just being the guy trying to recover data from these lost hard drives.
I have my photography mentor. She's a wedding photographer, and she does that. But I don't enter that area.
Right.
I'm gonna stay out of there.
Real quick here, we got my friend John Malin. If you guys want to go check out John Malin, he does a Howard Stern type podcast on YouTube. It's good stuff. It's a lot of fun. He's a comic book artist professionally, and he's really cool. But he says on that bull, he says, "Great hindquarters. That bull must work out."
Oh yeah.
All right. Sergeant Dexter Griff, thank you for popping in from Twitch. Says, sounds amazing. So are you looking to do any of this stuff with your live streaming at all? Like take the live stream or take the Twitch streaming or something like that on the road?
I am looking at that. One of the things I like to do is especially in the summer, I'll do a lot of road trips myself.
Mm-hmm.
And since I have so many areas that I'll go travel just to go on a hike somewhere quiet, secluded or whatever.
Right.
I'll travel, and so I'm figuring I'm going to eventually I have a GoPro,
right,
and I can live stream directly from that through a
Yep.
GoPro app, and then we're gonna figure out a location and a hike with
Mhm.
whatever difficulty, easy, medium, hard. We can go up a mountain, we could go to the beach, we'll do whatever, and we'll go there, and I'm gonna fucking bring the camera, I'm gonna bring a sandwich, and we're just gonna have lunch, and it's gonna be really chill.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
That
And we're
sounds
just gonna
good,
go
man.
to a spot and hang out and chill, check in with everybody, see how everyone's doing throughout the week.
That's cool.
And
Yeah, the only thing with hiking and that stuff too to be wary of is the cell reception. If you're gonna do a live one.
Yeah, the highway has a few dead zones. There's a few
Mhm.
dead zones. That's a lot of that's the only downside. Is a lot of the hikes I do is offline where there's no cell service.
Right, and that
So
makes it tough.
I have to find the right balance. I have to go out to the trails and like bring my phone. I'm like, all right, how much service do I have here? How much service do I have here?
Right.
I have to like figure out what locations are even possible, let alone actually doing correctly.
Yeah, yep. Because I know a couple people that are doing that. Goofy was looking into doing that for his disc golf stuff, and Emanating Shadow, who was a guest on here, I think episode 3 or 4 or something.
I think it was 4.
Yeah, he does that for his Facebook account. It's but it's really cool what he does. But you do see where he gets dead zones on the hike and the cuts out and stuff like that. For those, he'll do it live, and then he'll upload the actual GoPro footage, to make up the bad spots on like his YouTube channel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that way, people get the live one, they get the sort of like the bad one because of the interference, but he'll have the actual recording from the GoPro to make it up later. Do you travel a lot for your photography? Like how often do you go out for that?
So I work 4 days a week. The other 3 I got for photos, streaming, kind of just hanging out, relaxing until the next 4 days.
Yeah.
But I can travel anywhere. Sometimes I'll head. There's a waterfall northeast from me, and that's about an hour and a half drive to get to.
Okay.
And then I'll go as far south as probably another 2 hours, maybe hour and a half to go that way, just because I kind of live in the middle of our county, and so I can kind of go either which way with it. And so I just kind of just pick out which direction I want to go. Where do I want to go? What waterfall do I want to see? It all.
Have you found any undocumented waterfalls? Like, oh, there's one I didn't know was there.
No, I haven't. I do keep a personal list of ones that I've been to, but there's also a website that's like OregonWaterfalls.com or something like that.
Right.
And you could actually see how many waterfalls, because I live on the coast, and then there's the big city, Portland, is an hour and a half east.
Yeah.
Between us is the mountain range. So there's a lot of waterfalls around there. And it's just, yeah. But again, it's also the mountains, dead zone. Difficult.
You said it was Oregon Waterfalls?
Yeah, something like that. If you look up Oregon waterfall map, you'd probably find it. I forget. I haven't used it in a while because I don't need it. It's because I have all the ones I need.
Yeah.
I've gotten the roads memorized at this point. Yeah. And I'll still go back to them. Sometimes I'll just go to some spots. There's one area, because like I mentioned, 101 is all the way along the whole coast. And about an hour south of me, between Seaside and Cannon Beach, there's an area that's the Elk Flat. It's called like the Elk Flat Prairie.
Okay.
There's 2 trails. One of them, it takes you to another area that's like fenced off and everything. And it's fenced off because you are at, I'd say, 200 to 250 feet next to a cliff face that's above the ocean floor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it's just down. So you got to be careful with it. And there's an area that's it's a lot of high grass. You have to venture over. You have to be careful of it because there are sinkholes in there. And I came across one of the sinkholes. Yep. There you go. And I actually found a whole skeleton at the bottom of it, of an elk.
Oh, wow. Yeah, dang.
Because all the walls were muddy. They couldn't climb out. We think it probably starved. But we go there. It was a long time ago, because it's nothing but bones, including the skull.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And usually we don't. I would have, if I could have. But it's you can, but again, the hole is probably about 15 feet deep.
Right. So you'd actually have to go get like some.
And there's no trees around it. It's all tall grass, so you can't like hook yourself onto anything before you try to descend in to grab it. It's just not a good idea for that one.
Yeah.
Normally, yes, I would grab it. Yes.
Next thing you know, you're getting mountain rescue to try to get out of a hole. Trying to take it
I got the skull.
Right? Like, I'm taking it with me, guys. Raise me up.
There's a state park near here, and I go disc golfing, and sometimes I'm really good, sometimes I'm really shit, and I'll go spend 15. My probably longest part of it is spending 15 minutes just searching for my disc, because I don't know where the fuck it was.
Okay.
And I was searching for it one time, and I actually came across a pair of elk jawbones, but the skull itself was gone. And I did find ribs. I found a femur. Pieces of it were there, but the problem is, when you have the skull, there's so much meat that the wild animals and coyotes will grab it, and they'll take it somewhere that could be 3 miles away.
Right.
So if you find the skull, you're very, very lucky.
Oh, 1,000%.
But it's like, I don't want to grab that one. And also, it's kind of just cool to come back to every now and then, just be like, huh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Right.
But the other side of the trail is there's a second trail that goes the other direction that's not marked, and it actually takes you to another 250-foot cliff face. There's a platform that's all dirt, about 8 feet in diameter.
Okay.
And you're surrounded by 270 degrees of cliff face. It's very, very pretty, and you should go there. I'd go there. You relax. Not a lot of people go to that one. Very windy. Sometimes I'm the crazy motherfucker that will go up there, hike down it, and then just jump rope and work out next to it. It's really fun. It's really beautiful. I just have to make sure that I don't do too much and lose my breath and lose my footing, because that might end badly.
Hold on, I'm trying to actually see.
I've got your Instagram up here. Also, if you guys want to take a look, we've got links below. I'll put some links in chat for you guys right now. We'll check out some of your Instagram. This would be a good spot for an advertisement. If we're looking to get advertisers here, we can do Tennessee Guzzlers, brought to you by Corey's Guys. No.
Big old Guzzlers. Big old Guzzlers.
Let me get those links for you here, and then we'll check out this Instagram. So what do you see for yourself as a future for streaming? Like, do you have a direction that you're looking to go for live content or content in general?
I'm not really sure. I know we're still going to be doing the Rocket League grind 24/7. That's never going to change. That's going to always be there. But we got that going. We're going to be doing more Valorant. I hope to get better at that. I want to do a lot of community games. I want to get a lot of the community involved. That's kind of just where I want to be with, is just make sure that we all community. That's what we should be. So we're going to do a lot of stuff. Like for Rocket League, we do private games, right?
Yeah.
And mine, I have private team names of yes and no.
Okay.
And I'll ask a question, like, is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes or no? Pick your team. It could be
It's meat and bread. I'm saying yeah.
It could be 4v2. It could be 3v3. You don't know. It could be.
That's
anything.
dope. That's pretty fucking cool though.
And what I'm going to do is once we get to affiliate, we're going to do polls, and chat's going to be able to get involved and vote themselves as well. And so you could vote with the popular option, but if the lesser team, the team of 2 wins, people that voted less, they're also going to get more points. So you got to figure out what you want. So it's a little bit of give and go with everybody. But we're going to try to do a lot of different fun games like that and just have a lot of fun overall and just have a good time. That's all we're here for.
Sweet.
It's a hot dog sandwich.
This is so funny. Do you have a schedule for streaming?
Yeah, so right now I'm streaming on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Those are the 3 main days. Because I'm also a student. I'm an online student at the Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design in Denver, Colorado. And so
you're showing how it's done with your Barcelona picks, right?
Yeah. So I'm there. Yeah, I'm an online student living in Oregon doing stuff there. So I have I'll have assignments due on Wednesdays and Sundays. And so Wednesdays, if I have time, I'll also stream then, just because I just have to figure out if I have homework all in or not.
Right.
And then Sunday as well, if I just have all that turned in, we'll do it. But I don't want to put it on the schedule as like hey, we're streaming. But I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But it's kind of a surprise. You never know.
Yeah.
Right. What times do you normally get on? Do you have set times, or
is that something not just exactly
like when you get a chance? When
I get a chance, kind of. Sometimes I'll do it like around, I'd say around 8 p.m. Pacific time is when I'll start. That's kind of just when I'll have enough homework done. I also take notes on all my presentations that I have for the week. So I have like a notebook right now that has 158 handwritten pages of just stuff on photography. Very boring to most people. Wouldn't be don't get too excited about it. Hold your excitement.
Hold your excitement.
Hold your excitement.
All right. Settle down, guys. It's not that exciting. It wasn't funny.
But yeah, we do a lot of different stuff like that. But
that was my notes too. I had my notes up there.
He's taking notes on me.
Okay, so you said you're post standard time. So Eastern Standard Time, that would be 2 hours later.
3.
Yeah, 3. Yep. So.
Well, it says here. Never mind.
Pacific.
Okay. Yep. Pacific to Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, that's the caveat with me. I play with Milky a lot, but they're all Eastern, so I got to get used to playing Eastern. Yeah, so I know Eastern time pretty well at this point.
Right. I'm learning it.
I figured it out.
Like my UK friends are 5 hours ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like most of the people like Scotland and all that stuff. That's where they'll be usually.
Yeah, because I had a guy I wanted to have on the stream, but he's actually works midnights. And he's already at work. He's like, I'm already 3 hours into work, so I couldn't come on the podcast. So I was like, oh, man, okay, no worries.
Right. But hey, take a day off. Or
take a day off, man. You'll be all right.
He could schedule it 3 months in advance. So, we can get guests 3 months in advance. So that is a possibility. If you guys are interested in getting on the podcast, make sure you go to gnomesayingpresents.com, apply, and we'll get you on the podcast. If you're interested in checking out their socials, that's there as well.
Yep.
So do you have any of these photos you want to talk about on your Instagram? This is Instagram, by the way, and these photos are absolutely gorgeous, by the way.
Again, the bull, awesome. I love that one, that was 2 years ago last month. So that's why I kind of reposted that one. I was like, kind of just in shock of it. I showed a bunch more photos if you want to pan through those.
Oh yeah,
of ones
sure.
that didn't get to the both photos didn't all get to the gallery, but just the one did, and so it
Okay.
worked there. But I've done a lot of different stuff. Some of these are really old. I purge a lot of my Instagram sometimes just because I'm like,
Hey, no problem.
But
Was
yeah,
there
we do a
anything
lot
you
of
wanted to bring up and talk about? Any of these photos?
yeah, some of them were kind of just when I was now we're going back to high school. Oh god.
Oh
Oh god.
Oh no! Stop!
Oh god.
We'll go
Stop
back
right there.
now.
Stop right there.
We'll go back
Go
up.
further, go
Oh
further.
god. But yeah, so there's like some
What's
of the
this?
photos I take. This one is my sister, she's studying her master's degree in Alaska for marine biology. And this is we did a trail that we got very lost to get to. And it's
Oh,
an ice
boy.
cave here. It was like 90 degrees outside. In here, it's like 60.
Yeah,
That's all
yep.
ice. And so
Yep.
it was really calm and really nice to get inside. It was amazing.
That
But
is cool.
the only downside is there is some falling rocks.
Right.
Watch your head. It does happen.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's dripping everywhere. It's wet. But this was kind of one I kind of just threw together.
That's a neat picture. I like
You
it. The
said that's in
composition of it
Alaska?
too.
Yep, that's in Alaska.
Hell yeah.
So these caves and stuff like that are crazy. There's one I went to in upstate New York. It didn't look like this. It was more like cracks into the side of the mountain, and you go into there. But there was a spot in there where because of the temperature of the mountain and the earth and things like that through winter, that even in the middle of summer, and I did this, it was like 100 degrees out, middle of summer, and you go inside that cave and there was ice. There's like a big giant ass block of ice that never melts. Like that ice is there all the time.
Yep.
It's crazy. So, having something like that is cool because it is great. You go in there, you're like, oh, this feels so good. And you walk in, you're like, oh, I don't want to leave. Put my coat on. Like, I got to put my coat on and stuff.
Take me back.
Right.
If you want to
That's
go
cool.
to the photo that's to the up and left of this one, there's a little silhouette of a bear.
Yeah.
This is also in Alaska. I got to take photos of some grizzly bears.
Okay.
We flew out in a plane, landed on a beach, started walking, and again, you can just kind of just pick through these photos on this post.
So you
That
go left and right on that.
Yeah.
Left, right? Yeah.
that little white arrow.
Yeah. You want
Yeah, there's
Oh, okay. I didn't know that it looked like that. I've never really used Instagram.
these grizzly bears are used to people. I don't exaggerate when I say that it was literally within petting range, walking in front of me.
I'm sorry, man. I've seen
It
too many
was a
videos.
little bit-
I'm not fucking around with no
Hey,
bears.
Hey, this one was chill. I did see a mama and two cubs. All right,
Right.
Like
I
that
stayed
one,
away.
that one, nope. Leave
That-
that
nope,
one alone. I
nope,
can tell.
that-
The other one looked decent. That one.
That
looked
one
like,
is literally 20 feet in front of me.
Oh my God.
He's walking right at me. I'm like,
I would have been
Oh.
shit bricks, bro.
Right.
I've been
What time of
lost
year
since
was
I've
it?
been 8, bro.
this was in the summer.
Okay.
This was
Summer's
last year.
not too bad. Like that grizzly man guy or whatever that was out there, he got eaten because he stayed in late into the fall when they were looking to get ready to hibernate and feed, and they're all super angry then. So
Yeah.
they're a little more calm around people because they're pretty well fed. These guys eat really well. So I mean,
No,
they're
I'm
still
going to
like them
Alaska,
claws
I
and
don't
mess
care.
you
You
up.
get-
Right. It's not like, hey, go walk. I'm not saying go walk up to a grizzly. No,
Oh, yeah.
look at it. The thing will
Yeah,
kill
no.
you, bro. But
No.
but it's
Yeah,
a
it was
a
like-
little safer.
I was just like
than
standing
any
there,
time of year.
arms close and tight. I'm like, don't reach out. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. Don't touch
Right.
him. Don't do it.
No,
Don't do it.
Oh,
I'm
you're
going to
trying to
Alaska
you're thinking of
next
touching
year.
out. You're like, I just want to touch him.
That's Mama and the cubs.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Mama and the two
Those-
cubs.
Don't
That's
be close.
absolutely cool.
Yeah, we kept our distance from those two.
No.
from
You
those
go
three.
wrestle them motherfuckers. See what happens. Get one of the little babies. Let them cry for a half a second. Watch what happens. Mama come tear that butthole. They're mean animals, man. They're crazy.
But yeah, my Instagram I also use for at work. I work at a chowder house called Moe's, and I'm a social media ambassador for them. So I take photos for them and the restaurant sometimes. That's one of them photos that I got to do. I actually made $10 off that photo today at work.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, because at the company it's $5 for the most viewed photo and $5 for the most liked photo, and I won both for the month.
Hell yeah.
There
we
you
take
go.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
There
and
we
so
go.
that's just kind of part of it because that's right next to the beach.
Did they give you
and-
lunch too?
Yeah, we get discounts on lunch. This was one of my favorite shoots I've done. One of my favorite sets of photos collections.
Okay.
This was a final for school. I
Okay.
had to for our finals for art school. We have to outline a project on our own accord and like plan it out and everything. Whatever we want the final to be, they grade us on what we say the final is going to be. and then we have to go out and do it and give it to them, and then they grade it that way. And so mine was, I specified focusing on capturing motion with still images. And so this one's just like a sign that's rotating on top of a pub. And this is kind of all around town. So I'm capturing stillness with also getting motion in the same picture. Right. And trying to combine the two, which normally isn't what you do, but I'm different.
Okay.
Yeah. This is at my mom's work. Just typing on the keyboard for like 5 seconds.
Right.
And just like kind of just showing like the stillness of motion between everything and everyone.
Right. You've got your environment that's there and high activity going on the keyboard.
The goal is to demonstrate motion that we have through our daily lives that people just kind of can neglect or just not notice. Right. Because part of being a photographer, of taking good photos, is to not neglect anything. Mm-hmm. Everything can be something to photograph. And so that was kind of my main focus of how I got to this stage of figuring out what I wanted to do for my final.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So there's some motion.
It's a ghost.
Right here. Looks like someone walking by or
that's me.
Something. That's you. Okay. He's in the picture. That's the only way you get him in there.
Self-work. My work. My rules.
It's kind of neat. They almost made it a little creepy just with the painting
This is in the town of Astoria. It's a port town, and there's a strip of it where we have a trolley that kind of just goes along the boardwalk. And this is one of the buildings behind it, where it's an old building that just has some old painting left over. And I was like, you know what, this would be a good spot for this idea. And this is what I came up with.
Okay. It looks like you just were sitting down and stood up, maybe.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Let's go. Go on to the next one. Check this out.
Train
so we got the motion on the side. Yeah.
That's a Goodwill truck.
Oh, okay. Looks like a train to me.
Yep.
That's pretty dope. Anchor.
Yeah, it is. The Custard King.
Yeah, that's one of the small towns.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
The water moving, got the person moving with it too, which is cool. That adds like an extra layer because the water's going to be moving also.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's neat.
Yeah. Yeah, that was out by a waterfall next to it, nearby.
Oh, picture getting ready to throw.
Yep.
How did you do on your project? Did you get graded well on that?
Yeah, I got an A- for it. The only downside was that last image is it graded on because it was a baseball player, which is sports photography, which isn't the same as the urban scene with the rest of the images. So it was kind of just like the one photo that didn't necessarily fully match.
You. Okay. It wasn't a cohesive composition for the entire project.
Not for the whole project.
With that part being a little bit out of place, being a sports
film. Yeah, and I could have picked a different photo, but that one I liked too much to not pick it. I was like, I love this photo. I'm going to pick it. Screw you.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you went from A+ down to A to A-, man.
But it's an A+ in your heart. That's all that matters.
Yeah, because all those, I only can take 2 classes a semester.
Okay.
And so it's 8 weeks intensive program. You get 8 weeks for each course, and then you get 4 weeks off the whole year.
Okay.
And so there's just one of the weeks is Christmas, one of the weeks is other times. I don't fucking know. I haven't been here for long enough to know.
Right.
But yeah, so there's no summer. It's all just keep on going nonstop, and that's just kind of how it is. That's how I like it because I just keep moving. Everything stays the same, which makes it easy.
When we talk about this, we'll go hit chat.
Yeah, this one I put out. It's a perfect one to demonstrate. But yeah.
Okay, we'll get there in just a second. So we got up a little ways. So this is talking about your travel streams earlier when you're going. Dragon's Angel 95 says he better or we'll all be angry.
I already got the list on Amazon for what I got to get. All right, we're working on it.
All right, there we go. There, help support
Steps
Cinco.
are in motion.
Check out his Twitch. See if we can get him moving to get out there. So show Cinco some love there. Sergeant Dexter says we would love to have him if we can get players into Worlds. WesCo would be our first pick to be the photographer.
I like the first pick. I like that. That was fun. That was clever.
Yeah, that was clever. A little pun there, right? No pun intended. So, Sergeant Dexter Griff, are you talking about Worlds for Rocket League?
Yeah, Dexter is owner of his own org and stuff with a bunch of different games and his own whole everything. He does showcase matches me and Milky, we do the Rocket League stuff. We're trying to get into a league right now that I believe Dexter does mention. Soon after that, we're gonna be trying out, seeing how we can do with competitive. And Dexter is there sometimes when we have show matches or scrims against other people, other teams, and he'll actually commentate them on his Twitch. And he'll be a full-on commentator and showcast it, which is really fun to go back and watch it afterwards. It's just really exciting to see.
Nice. So you're going to be in that league?
Yeah, we're going to be seeing how we can do, because we haven't tried it before, and we haven't tested ourselves in this way, but we want to just try something different, and we think this could be the next step to get us out of champ.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So I was super excited to see him excel in the IGL and hopefully take his division championship this summer.
IGL is the league that we're doing it on.
Okay.
When do you play?
I'm not fully sure. Milky's the captain of the team, so he'll know a lot more on those details.
Okay.
He kind of lets us know if who's up for a scrim this week, who wants to do what, because you have 6 weeks of games, 2 games a week, and you schedule that each week, game by game, when you're going to play.
Oh, okay.
And so we kind of just play it as we go along, and that's kind of just how it is.
Okay.
Now, was it expensive to get into it, do you think, or?
No, I think it was free. Milky, was it free, sir? I think it was. I didn't pay nothing, so it's free for me.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Most league matches are Eastern guesses. Most casters are what they schedules work around. Better market leagues and teams involved. Nice.
But I figure I played on Switch. I can deal with the lag. It's fine.
I'll live. I don't know what this is referring to, but Friendly Gamer said, "Grab some bread." I heard they like it. Might be the Grizzly Bears. Yeah,
Grizzly Bears. No, I'm not doing that.
No, grab salmon. Put it in your life. Do the what was that movie? Lady and the Tramp. Do the Lady and the Tramp and meet in the middle and kiss each other
with a salmon.
With the salmon.
It says, check out Magnum Photographs, Wes. You may join them someday.
I'm looking at it right now. Interesting. Maybe because I don't know, because I already am part of a 2 photography organizations. I'm Professional Photographers of America and then the Oregon Professional Photographers Association. And so I can do different stuff with them. I get weekly magazines that I get from, or monthly magazines that I get from them. And I can kind of just go through them, inspiration for some images. Some of them are kind of just like what's going on. I can get $15,000 worth of insurance on all my equipment. I can go to workshops from other people. I can get tutors, mentors, all this stuff. It's just accessed for me, and it's really useful to have. Oh, yeah. So I don't even know if I'm going to need to go to the other one. So love y'all, but kind of take it.
Right. Milky Nates, who were fully registered, is official.
Yes, sir.
Schedule should be out next week. And we hope to get invited into the big prize events next season. Nice. Yeah,
because I believe this season we're getting, it's like a couple $100 for the winning team, and we're slowly hoping to get better, and so we can make more money.
Oh yeah. Melky, hit my DMs, man. I wanna maybe possibly make my own team. We'll go face you guys or something.
Right?
Yes, sir.
That'd be cool.
Get me, Dome, and somebody else. Somebody that wants to
sir.
carry us.
Who wants to smoke?
Yeah. No.
What else we have up here? Bipolar Storm 420. He is lurking. Thank you so much, Bipolar Storm 420. He was not a guest on the podcast as well. Yep. Appreciate you. And Friendly Gamers hanging in with the lurk as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's check out these waterfalls.
Yeah, so this one I did a really good. I was focusing on demonstrating to everybody what I mean when it's like blurred motion versus frozen motion.
Right.
And so this one is frozen motion. This one is, I believe it was 100th of a second.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the waterfall. This one's called Beaver Falls. Mm-hmm. And then the next one is 1/8 of a second.
Okay.
And so all the water falling down and captures it all at once like that.
Right. So you get the different look.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the firework effect sort of works that way too. Yep.
Yeah, all that kind of motion. And again, it's different settings because there'll be different lighting settings versus exposure versus what we're sitting with.
And they both look really cool in their own way.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and this is again also just raw. I haven't edited this yet. The next photo is edited.
Okay.
When I can kind of actually touch it up.
Right.
Make it give it a little more color, vibrance to it.
Right.
bring
That's
out
snow.
the shadows,
Mm-hmm.
bring down the highlights, all that kind of stuff.
And
I've always
is
wanted to
that
get
is
into
that
this.
an edited version of this one then, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
made it
So
step by
that's
step.
right, and that's that's
Just
cool.
look at the rock on this the right, like the middle rock. Like it's so much
Right.
clearer. Like you
Yeah.
put all
Right.
that. It's dope, man.
And that's why photos can look realer than real.
Yeah.
Like you
Yep.
go, this looks way better on the picture.
Yep. And that's just the same
Same.
waterfall from a different angle.
Okay, cool. Nice.
That's cool.
I got to look at the eagle.
Got to America.
So give it a second. It'll edit. There's an audio thing, but you'll see it.
Okay. Oh.
So yeah, that's Jack.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
Jack. He's at the zoo, the Oregon Zoo.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's have a photo of him before, but you can't see it, but he actually doesn't have a right eye.
Okay.
Okay.
This was one of we have 2 eagles that we rescued, and both of them lost one of their eyes. But this is one of the ones I was kind of just at the zoo. This was for an assignment I had to do, and I went to the zoo and take photos of animals and people and stuff like that. Kind of like my project was on that, what it takes to run a zoo, behind the scenes, what the viewers see as visitors versus what staff can see. I went to the eagle area, and he's just he can't fly very well because of his lack of eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
He has a perch that's right in front of the doorway where people can stand up. I'm on the outside of the cage or the aviary, and he's curious and looking directly at me. I'm like, yeah, you just stay right there. I'm just gonna. Yep. Okay. Yes. And he's looking around, checking me out, and everything. But this is really fun because they're all curious and they just look.
Nice.
But it's really fun
Oh yeah.
because the zoo makes it easy for wildlife photography for obvious reasons.
Of
Right.
course. They're there, and you know they're there.
Yep. It's easy.
It's not like you're going in the woods waiting 5 hours with 10 bait piles and don't see nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been hunting since I was 6, man. I know.
There you go.
He's been to many zoos.
Last year, I got the cops called on me because Walmart didn't like that I went in with my shotgun and shot the turkey inside the freezer. Made sure that fucker was dead. Took home. They weren't that happy about it.
Right. Oh, that's too funny.
What's that soccer one?
So that's one of the summer events that our town does every summer, and this one was sand soccer.
Okay.
So it's a little small-sided 4v4 sand soccer games. There's different age groups, different brackets for different age groups, sexes, all the different stuff we have figured out. Yeah. And the town's just busy. Because we have probably sand soccer. We probably have about, I'd say, 60 soccer courts set up.
Ooh.
And it's there for a whole weekend. And people just play. And those are sand socks of what they're wearing, that little pink stuff on them.
Yeah.
And they're kind of just like little, they just put it over your foot and you kind of Velcro it on, and it makes you run faster in the sand. And it hurts your foot less when you kick it, because when you're barefoot, that does hurt after a while.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get marks and crap, but
do you compete, or were you just taking photos?
I was just taking photos. I used to compete when I was younger. When I played soccer as a kid, I traveled to Portland, an hour and a half away, to play year-round soccer. And this was this tournament was the one time out of the year that they all had to come to me. And so I was like, yeah, my home court, let's go. And so we came up, and they'd come out here, we'd have fun and play soccer, and it's just a total blast. But yeah, and people get really fun and creative. They can scoop it up. If there's a foul, it's like you actually you make a mound with the sand with the ball, and you put it up and you just do a kick. You don't have to throw it in. You can kick it in if you wanted. There's all these different kind of just little fun stuff. And I mean, the refs know that they're to be safe about it, but you can get a little dirty. So you can get a little bit rough around the edges with your shoulders and stuff, and mess people up in the sand, because I mean it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I love these uniforms that they got.
Yeah,
they're
you have matching uniforms.
Drawn with markers. They're matching. They're just pink shirts. Let's mark them.
I like how their goalie's name is Ginger too. That's my favorite part. I was like,
number 69, Ginger 2.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah, people will dive. You can see on that guy, that's the goalie. Like because if you're gonna have a 50-50 challenge, it's not like grass challenge where you're just covering the ball and covering your face. you also got to watch out for the sand that's going to be kicked at your face as well.
Right.
Like, it's not easy to do, but if you want to get
you
into
can kind of
it,
tell by his face.
Yeah,
you don't want to get
right
that
side of
sand in
his
your
face.
eyes.
He's mud.
Yep, and it's like the ball doesn't roll. It doesn't want to roll a lot. You never know how it's going to roll off the sand. If it's going to stop dead center, if it's going to bounce, you never know. And it's just chaos, but it's really fun just to go walk around.
It kind of looks like it's fat guy friendly. I could just be the goalie and no worries, man.
The goals are small. They're small goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't got to move too much.
No, and it'd be easy to dive.
Yep. And again, some of the freeze motion is how you can see that I didn't edit this one too much, but past the colors, you can see all the sand that's being kicked in the air.
Yeah.
This is like 3 seconds after the ball's already gone, by the way. So this is like lingering sand that's still in the air. Like it's just, there's always sand. It's everywhere.
Wow. Yeah. And these guys that got actual like uniforms, they're a team.
Yeah,
Do they,
people people from the Portland, people that year-round Portland up there, they'll bring their younger kids down here to compete. People bring out their actual game uniforms. We have a lot of different stuff. Some people will go out in they'll wear like those really plain white tank tops, white tank tops. Those Wills wear those. You never know what they're gonna wear. Some people wear tie-dye shirts.
right?
You get a lot of different stuff. But that's just one of the 3 main events that we have over here. The other one is a beach volleyball tournament. We have about 130 courts set up last year for that. And we get the Wilson brand sponsors that. They have like vending machines for volleyballs brought to the town just for the event.
That's crazy. Like, hey, I need a volleyball. Let's go get one. I lost mine in the ocean.
There will be professional like Canadian beach volleyball players that will come up and compete. There's there's a downtown. We have a big turnaround.
Right.
And for those that do know about the history of how like the Western USA was made, y'all know Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
Their trail ended downtown right next to my work.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So it's right there. Seaside is right downtown. There's an area on the side down the boardwalk that they actually have the salt makers where they originally made salt for the candles and for food, and just where they had the salt makers for Lewis and Clark. That was also there. And their fort is here. That's one of the state parks around here that you can go to and visit. You can see the Lewis and Clark fort.
That's cool.
But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff that goes on, but it's right there. And for volleyball, they'll dig out a whole pit almost, and it'll be like this little, like almost like a arena setting for a beach volleyball court. And it's sectioned off. It looks all professional and everything. Mounds of sand. Locals will bring their couches and put it on the sand hills next to the court, just so it's like, yeah, this is our spot.
There you go. That's great.
And they'll watch it, and it's a hell of a fun time for everybody.
What's on the line? Is that like a big money tournaments for those guys, bringing all those people out there?
They do get money. I don't know the exact prize. I've never done the volleyball version of the tournaments.
Right. They got Wilson out there and vending machines for volleyballs.
They'll have. Yeah, it's a massive event. And the third event is a relay race from Mount Hood, which is about 4 hours away of the drive, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
But people will start there and do a relay race from there all the way to Seaside on the coast. People will take 30 hours to complete this. But at the end of it, there's a finish line here in Seaside, and people come in here. There's a concert, there's beer, there's a lot of different stuff that you can do, and it's just a whole party. And people still during the hours, people will slowly show up, and people come out throughout different times, different days. But we try to have it set up for the weekend for when they finish, and people will show up in costumes and just have a lot of fun. There was one group of guys that had these girls that were all arrested in like prison outfits, and they had their hands behind their back walking them across the finish line. There's people that are dressing up.
They race in costumes for this.
Yep.
Okay.
And you have like your vans, and they'll travel along with you along the race, and then like when you get to a certain point, you'll hop out, and someone else will start to run for 4 miles, and then you'll switch out, and it's just constantly moving. You have like teams of like 6 to 8 people.
Okay.
But even people that are like in high school or even middle school, they'll compete. There's a little there's a little area that they can compete in, and it's just all big fun.
All I'm saying is I did Tough Mudder about a month ago.
Hey, I respect that. I can't.
And I did the 15K, the 9 miles of 30 some odd obstacles. And you're telling me that it's that the whole time for what you say, 30 hours, so like 2 days. You can keep that. You can keep the ice cold beer. I'll never drink another day in my life. You can keep all that. I'm cool with that. Because honestly, I sat there and when I was doing Tough Mudder, I was literally, I think it was mile 5 or 6 into it, and my buddies are getting ready to start jogging again, and I literally just told them, I'm like, nope, y'all guys have a good time. I'm walking this next like literally mile or two. I'm like, I need to catch my breath. I'm like, my ribs are gonna cave in. My fat's falling off, which is awesome, but it's like leaving me. It's like you're not built for this.
Yeah.
So like, if somebody's doing that, like I highly like I give you guys mad props. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and whether you win the race or not, or whatever you do, at the end of the race, there's a whole like section, like almost like a podium, like info area.
Okay.
You almost think like it's almost like those areas where you get info at like at a pit stop on like highway.
Yeah.
On the highway, like the pit stop information areas. It's like that, but it's just filled with plaques of people's names, just a whole list. It's like the end game. When Endgame came out, they had all those lists of names. It's like that. It's just a list of names and names and names of people that just did the race because there's so many. Last year, we had all 50 states represented, including 68 other countries.
Wow.
And it's big enough. It was really local for a while, but now it's gotten big enough that I believe some other countries are doing their own versions, including one in Japan. They're doing Mount Fuji to the coast run. They do one. And there's so many different areas that have all seen this race, and they're all doing it their own, which is really cool to see. That's kind of just expanded off of, because our town is very small size wise, but for the amount of people that come here, it's way too big.
Right. Right. So
I don't know how
I would have to say, you say it's a 4-hour drive. So that would be what? It'd probably be like what, 180 miles, 190 miles or something that run.
Google Maps, help me out.
Right.
Looking this up right now. What we got?
All right. Let's take some bets in the chat. All right, what do we got? Okay, I'm saying 180 miles. All right, what do you guys got in chat?
I'm gonna go 240.
240.
Yeah.
So I'm no. Oh, you said 4-hour drive? No. Stop. I'm going 350.
3.5 to 3. I'll give you that range. That's the actual time amount for a drive. I overdid it. Oregon's once you get past Portland, it's all the same.
3 to 3.5. So
3 to 3.5 is your range.
Okay, because I'm thinking
275.
I'm thinking to myself, my mother lives about 4.5 hours away, and she's about 350. So you said
it all depends on the roads that you're taking too. Like if you have expressway traffic,
yeah. What's the
if
speed
you're going
limit?
dude, it could be crazy.
Oh, fuck. I'm sticking with the 180. I'm sticking with 180. Calling it right now. 180. Anybody else? Anybody bets? Guardian, what'd you say, Gnome?
275 to Guardian. I said two. What did I say?
Monkey with the 384.
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's it.
Yeah, he looked it up. He's like, that's very specific, Milky.
No.
Nah.
Him.
Milky was the farthest off.
Oh, okay.
It's actually 150. It's actually 164.
Okay, you're very close. Yeah,
yeah, you were closest. But it's for the entire drive to get there, or the run it would take to get there. You're looking at 2 days and 11 hours for at a walking pace. If you want to jog it, maybe you're looking at
2 days and
2 days, 8 hours is about what you're looking at for a walk.
For a walk. That's crazy.
So yeah, because you sat there and said that they normally come in with what, like 20, 30 hours or something of it, the start of it.
Yeah, they'll start it the Friday before. They'll start it at like noon or so. Or I think it might even start at 8 a.m. on Friday, and then we'll get people showing up, and we have volunteers from the city that work at it and kind of help guide people. Because at the finish line, you're running along the boardwalk for about a mile of just the boardwalk next to the beach, and then you get onto the beach once you get downtown.
Okay.
And we'll have people showing up at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. We have people working all night and taking shifts for everybody, and people volunteer and help out. And you get a medal by finishing. Doesn't matter what you do. You finish, you get a medal.
And you compete as a team, though, right?
Yep. And so a lot of people will have their one person finish. And once you step onto the sand, that's when your team will be waiting for you at the finish line when you're the last leg person. They'll be waiting for you. And then they'd say, like, so-and-so's here. Your team's here. You go on, then you cross the finish line as a team.
Okay,
Oh, all right.
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And so
I
I'll
mean,
usually
all
help out
that
in this
for,
volunteer around there.
For a gold medal.
Yeah.
two
And a beer
days of
tent's
running.
at the end of a weekend that people have been partying all weekend.
Yeah, I did Tough Mudder. They gave me a beer, a shot, a T-shirt, and a headband. That's what they got. They gave.
Yeah, we're
me.
harsh apparently. What the fuck? That's nice. Nice price.
No, I'd rather take the medal. I was like, oh, T-shirt to remind me of this stupid. No, I can medal. I can put it on a little trophy thing I got. You know,
You
I
can
won
get
a
a
disc golf
bling.
competition last weekend, and I got like all my trophy stuff I did. You know, I had that, but nah.
So what is this? What is there's obstacles and stuff you said?
Nope, it's just a long road.
Okay.
And it's
And they
sectioned
switch
off
out every 4, so say
every
like
so
the-
miles. Yeah, there's a certain spot along the highway that is next to a rest stop. It's about halfway between here and Portland.
Okay.
It's about 45 minutes, 50 minutes away from here. And there's an area that there's actually running water that you can actually get off a water fountain or fill up your like big jugs of water or milk jugs or whatever whatever you
Campbell
use.
packs or whatever you use.
Whatever you use, it's very popular and everyone uses it. So when on the race, that's along the route, and people will go there and refill their water bottles.
Right.
I'll be going home from Portland at midnight, and I'll still see 3 or 4 cars in a line for it.
Yeah.
Just going there and just to fill up water because it's free, and people will bring out the whole like those giant ones. You have like an office.
Yeah.
Right.
They'd have like 9 of them filling them up, and it's just like I'm not waiting for this.
We actually have a spot here in Michigan also that has the same thing. It's like a natural spring, and it's literally the best water I've ever had. It's up in Onekama, Michigan, Sleeping Bear Dunes. There's a spot right before you go to the beach. They have it's just a faucet that comes down, and it's natural spring. It's the best water I've ever had.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool for you though. 45 minutes away. Sheesh. Send us some. Start bottling it up and sending it, man.
That's out of my range. I don't go that way. That's tourist
West Coast
territory.
H2O, man.
Right.
Maybe.
That's funny. You can. Oh, this is the other product I had. You could set it as a No Boost Hero energy drink.
And just have it water.
Yeah. That's what No Boost Hero
Let's
energy
go.
drink is water.
Yeah.
It's just water.
Yeah. There's no extra shit in it. It's just water.
That's lit.
We'll call it the West Coast. What you say? No, I'm saying H2O.
No Boost Hero.
No Boost Hero. Yeah, that's what it was.
Don't need boost. Don't need boost.
Yep. No, that's what our car club name is for Rocket League is No Boost Hero.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
No Boost Heroes.
Oh yeah.
How long have you been playing Rocket League?
I've been playing Rocket League since its release on Switch, so that would be 6 years now.
Okay. They just had their 7th anniversary today or yesterday.
Yeah, today they
like that.
released Birthday Bash, and they're gonna do it's a 3-year anniversary, I think it is, and they're doing limited time modes. I know that right now the first limited time mode is Heat Seeker. That's the first mode that's live.
Okay.
And then-
Heat Seeker doubles.
I saw in the ad, I do believe Knockout's coming back as well,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm very excited for.
Right? Is Knockout your jam?
Knockout I got pretty good at, and then they took it away.
Okay.
I was like, God damn it, give it back.
I'm not gonna lie, I suck at it. I suck.
Right.
It takes practice, a lot of practice, and just a
Yeah.
will to hate people. I don't know.
Right.
I'll be sitting in the lobby. If you're the last person to join the lobby, I'm targeting you first. That's how I do it. I sit there. Whoever joins last, I look for him like, all right, you're it. All right, come on. You're
You
dead.
ain't first, you're last,
dead.
Ricky Bobby. Hey, what if it's you then? What if you're the last one?
Suicide.
Well, you can't really.
Yeah,
Well,
you can
then
just jump off.
Then I just hide in the walls. Just don't mess with people.
the Spider-Man.
There are a couple spots that I will say are a little cheesy. I'll just hide in a certain spot, or at least in a spot that's super hard to get to next to all the spikes.
How many wins did you have in Knockout from Pac-Man is Back?
I don't remember the exact number, but it was too high to count. I don't know.
Right. 1, 2, 85.
85. Yeah. Cool. No, I mean I'd say I got to the final 3 probably for 75% of the ones that I was in.
Nice.
Because it just took a lot of time getting used to how grab works. Once you figure out grab, it's easy.
Okay.
Figure out
Pac-Man is Back
grab.
said he had 13 knockout wins.
There you go.
Yeah. Running the knockout. For you guys that might not know, Rocket League is a video game where you drive rocket cars in an arena and try to score. It's basically like car soccer. You fly in the air too. They added some extra game modes to the game, and Knockout is one of them where they don't have a ball, just different various obstacle arenas, and you try to knock the other person out of the area or into like spikes or lava or something like that. And they do those for limited times. They bring in extra modes, so that's what we're referring
They need to make
to.
a limited time rotation on extra modes.
Yeah, or
every week change do something different. Something different every week, but it's a random rank where you don't know what you're going to be playing in that week.
That'd be cool.
Same rank every time, but you don't know what you're going to be competing in. So you might get stuck on a week you can't play, or you're just going to keep playing the fun modes.
Milky Nades says, on the East Coast, we have the Boston Marathon, and you're making them sound like sissies compared to this event.
Oh, don't worry. People show up dead tired. We have ambulances on standby. We got everything. It's enough to where when you get there, there is an area that's like pretty much a beachside spa. And you can actually they have like those like air couches, little portable air couches you just fill up with air.
Yeah.
And they'll have an area where you can just, if you're runners only, you can just go there and you just lay down. People will take naps.
Oh yeah,
they're dead tired.
Right.
It's
crazy.
always fun.
You said runners only, so what, do they have like bicycle ones or something?
No, just there are people that can go in there, but they're just like spectators and they weren't actually in the race.
Oh, okay.
So kind of just like only racers.
Right. You're like, hey, I'm spectating. Nothing's happening. My guy's not here. I'm gonna go lounge out and lay down on this thing. You're like, no, get out of here. You're not running.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'd be the guy.
You can tell.
All right,
You can tell who's running. You can
I'm
easily
bringing a
tell.
skateboard.
You look close enough, you will tell who's running.
Pac-Man is back. Says Knockout is basically the battle royale version of Rocket League, but you have 3 lives.
Yep. Yeah, we get with the crew of us with Milky server, and we just kind of team up a little bit, figure out. Especially when we weren't figuring out grab. If there was someone with grab, they would 1v3 us and win. It was terrible. People were too good with grab. But once we figured it out, it was a lot easier. And we just kind of make it towards like, oh, it's just the final 3, just us left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we can kind of team up without them knowing that we're teaming up.
Yeah,
Right.
and then at the end of it, what do you guys do? Like Rochambeau or like?
We
or
just
you
like
get this win, or he gets this
like, all right,
win?
you go to this corner. You go to this corner. At this time, we're going for it. You're dead. You're a dead man. we just have fun, just mess around all the time. It's really fun.
Right. Oh man. Oh, you have a knockout.
Stretch here.
Yeah, no worries. Pac also said he had 13 knockout wins.
Oh yeah.
Pac's actually pretty good at those extra modes.
Mm-hmm.
I stink at it. I think my favorite is hoops, just because it's like you have to be fast paced and jumping up and stuff like that. But
yeah, the ball bounces a little more. It's hard to air dribble. I've tried. It's impossible with the ball. I think it's too light.
yeah, I just go for pinches. That's all I really go for.
Dude, honestly, yeah, pinches and hoops are lethal every time.
Yep,
Every time.
that's
Your
why I go
goal
for
or
it.
the opponent's every time.
Oh
Right.
yeah, you never know where it's going.
We got Pac-Man is back. Says follow to Wes. Awesome.
Thanks, Pac-Man.
For sure. Yep, guys. Be sure to check out WesCoCinco. I'm gonna put those links up again in chat for you guys.
Now, would you say Rocket League? What other games you say you play?
I play Valorant a lot now. I'm getting into that one. I'm still figuring out like what type of character I do, like figuring out the fundamentals is really the main thing I do. I have a character now or two, but I'm just still figuring out like fundamentals of like how to close off corners, how to flick and shoot and stuff like that. All the fundamentals I just got to figure out because I'm not that experienced with the game, let alone that was the first game I started to play with mouse and keyboard controls.
Oh yeah.
And so there's a lot of it.
It's trust me, dude. It's hard.
I already got plenty of trolls from the other teams. Like this game ain't for you, bro. I'm like, I know I'm trash, but here we are.
Yeah, because I mean, I went from playing pretty much like first-person shooters for like 8-9 years, and then Rocket League came into my life, and I just been playing it like a madman. And now I try to go back, and it's like, oh my god, like I suck ass.
Yeah. The closest thing to Valorant I played was probably Paladins on Xbox.
Okay.
That was probably the closest game I had to that.
Yeah.
But very different game still. Very different.
I've owned every single Call of Duty. Halo is honestly what started it for me. Xbox One, Halo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what started my love. What would you say started your love for video games?
Rocket League.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you've been playing video games for a very long time. Like, what was the first game that got you?
I mean, first console would have been the Wii when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then like the Wii U, and I had the DS, the 3DS, I had all that stuff.
The Wii.
But
oh my gosh, what are you like? 22?
I'm 21 actually.
Ooh, okay.
Actually, sir.
I was close.
You're close, but
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm over here like Sega, you know. I think Sega.
I mean, I do throw back a
first
little bit of
Nintendo.
some of those old school. I respect the old school games like those. Those things are good.
Gnome's like, all right, I got Atari. I got.
I still
Right,
played
it was
the
Atari.
pinball game on the computer. Okay, I still played those.
Yeah.
You know, you're just waiting around at home, and you had like the little pinball game that you would do on like the Mac computers, really old school.
Oh,
right.
Man. You don't know about what is it mean? Minesweeper and
Minesweeper, absolutely. When you just don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Right.
Like I think this is it. Nope, you still don't know the game. Enjoy.
Minesweeper.
Okay.
They had Snake, I think, on the old Macs had Snake on there. Corey's got this. Says 21. Let's have a drink.
That was a month and a half ago, bro.
It's a month and a half. Yes. You got a little practice in then, right?
A little bit. I have very little vodka over there on the shelf back there.
Okay.
Very little.
Right there.
Pac-Man is back. The first console I played was on the NES, but I'm only 25.
Fair.
Oh man.
Yeah, mine was Atari, like Breakout and Pong and.
I was gonna say.
Pong.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yep.
Classic games. I remember
That was the
playing
stuff,
them.
man.
Yeah, but
Donkey Kong.
Yep.
No, they didn't. I don't think they
absolutely.
had that, but yeah, dude. Like, I started out old. I've gaming since they had video games, pretty much.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped. I've played almost every console. Yeah, and I've beaten probably like 2 games my whole life.
That's
So
it,
many
just
games.
2.
Yeah, right. Just 2. Rocket League's one of them. I 100%ed Rocket League.
Absolutely.
Not me. I'm so
No.
trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trash.
Yeah, I'm trash too.
How would you 100% Rocket League win worlds?
No, I 100%ed the Steam achievements.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So,
that'll do it.
Yeah, so I beat Rocket League, I guess.
Technically, yeah. No, man, that's actually. Yeah, I'm friends with probably like 30 or 40 people, and you go on. What do you want to call it? Like all the top stuff. Gnome's literally number one on everything on my friends list. I think except for one thing now. I think somebody beat you at something.
What is it?
I don't know. I can tell you in about 10 seconds. Let's see.
Let's see. It's so funny.
Let's see.
Corey's got this. Says Gnome went from playing with rocks in the Stone Ages to streaming a podcast.
That's where the that's all his old school stuff.
Funny kind of story, like almost quite literally. When I was little, I did have a toy that was a log on a log on a rope. it was just a log, and it had like nails spiked into it. It's not the pointy end, but the other end. I mean, this is like kid toys back in the 70s, right? Late 70s, early 80s.
You ever have like that old triangle game with the golf tees? I
just pull around a rope, the triangle game with the golf tees. Oh yeah, the pegboard thing. Yep.
Yeah.
No, but it was just a log, about maybe yay big, about yay round, with a bunch of nails and a rope tied around it, and I'd run around and drag this thing and it'd bounce around all over the yard. So I don't know. It reminds me of the Ren and Stimpy. The log rolls downstairs, it travels in pairs, and over your neighbor's back. It's great for a snack. It's on your back. It's log. It's log. It's big. It's heavy. It's wood. I don't know the rest of the song, but that's what it reminds me of. It's just
interesting.
Stupid thing.
I like that. It's up today.
So I looked it up.
Okay.
You're number one on everything of mine except for one thing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you. So what is this? So one of them are wins, one of them are goals, one of them are MVPs, one is save, one is shots, and one is assists. What one do you think somebody beat you at?
Assists.
No, he beat you in MVPs. He has 5,140,
Okay.
and you're at 46-14. So you got, yeah.
I gotta be the main character, not the supporting role. I gotta start going for them bangers.
Well, the closest person to you after that is 700 away from you. So you're about 500 away from him. But everything else, you're just, I don't even know. I'm not even top like 10 on any of mine. I got too many good friends. I suck.
This is my mom, Jay Burzan. She says, I don't remember the log toy.
That's what I had to come up with when I was a kid, Mom.
Right.
What do you think I was doing in the backyard?
Right. I'm bored at Dad's house. Let me get the log out.
What do you think I needed 5 nails and a chain for? What do you mean?
What else would it have been?
Hey, Porcupine, the log.
Was it obvious?
Oh, it's so funny. Give me just a second here. Got a message.
Yep.
Another good time for commercial break. This part of the episode is brought to you by No Boost Hero, coming straight from Oregon. No Boost Hero energy drink.
Yep. WesCo, we're gonna have to talk to you and start shipping over some
water. I'll get the advertising working. Yeah, give me the products. I'll get the advertisement shots. Get it figured out.
Hey, we'll do a WesCo and we'll do an East Co, and I'll go up north and each week we'll get our own spring water.
Interesting. I like that.
Right. Yeah. It'll be like the Twix, left and right.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like the left and right Twix.
Yeah. Same water. It's just tap water we get out of our faucet.
Right. Oh man.
Advertisements.
I wouldn't give away our tap water here. It's not the best in where I'm at. It's not bad. It's treated, but dude, it leaves like copper rings, and I don't know. I feel like the tap water here might be part of the problem with like the kidney issues.
Right.
Possibly because like my mother-in-law had kidney issues. My wife has kidney issues. I had, I think, 2 or 3 cats that had kidney issues. And our water's got like least copper rings and leaves a lot of deposits. I don't know. I'd have to probably get it tested, but it's suspect. So we don't do anything but drink bottled water here. I wouldn't give my tap water away.
Okay. Maybe look into it. I don't know how old the building is that you're living in, but
right.
lead or something crazy, copper.
Yeah.
That is crazy though.
Milky Nade says, I'll bring some of that dirty water from Boston.
Hell yeah. A little bit of flavor, a little kick to it.
Oh. No Boost Heroes, water from the world.
Every coast. You said Milky is a friend of yours, right? Since childhood?
Yeah. Not since childhood, just for about a year now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I just joined his Rocket League tourney, and then I've been split with him ever since, really. And then now fast forward to today, I'm a mod in his Discord, and he's been kind of just a really big help and inspiration for me when I'm starting streaming. Just having that one friend that's just always there. He's always able to help answer questions I might have, and anything like that. And it's just he's been a huge help, and he's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he said he helped him get set up for streaming and all that too, and kind of took you under his wing to help get you going. That's cool.
It's amazing. Gotta love friends like that.
Absolutely.
Like this morning, me and Noam kind of had like a little business meeting this morning, and then like I was asking him questions. I was just like, "Hey man, like, I can't remember what that thing is to download. All I remember is banana." And he was like, "Oh, you're talking about the thing for music on your stream?" Right. And I was like, "Yeah, you kind of help each other out."
Yeah.
That's you need friends like that, man. That's
cool
absolutely. That you guys have that.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's what's great about a lot of you guys, a lot of the people that we've been around and things like that is the community that's involved with that and supporting each other. It's been huge. And I think a lot of the people that are involved with this is awesome. Let's see. We got Milky Nades says, Cinco has been a major part of my stream and Discord. We love him around here. Bootstrap says, nice. And Corey says, we love us some WesCoCinco. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And also want to give a big shout out to Corey. Thanks for the raid and everybody that came with him. 13 people. You just raided us. Thank you, brother.
Whoa.
Appreciate you guys popping in and coming to see WesCoCinco, guys. We've got links at the bottom. Let me put some links in chat as well. Let me drop these in if you guys want. WesCoCinco is streaming on Twitch. For you guys that just popped in, this is Gnome Saying Presents live podcast. We air every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Run about 2.5 hours. Me and Goofy MTF host it, and our guest today is WesCoCinco. Next week, we've got Cochrane 3833. We've got your boy Smoke coming up the week after that. You can check out the information at gnomesayingpresents.com. I'll put a link for that in chat as well. And if you guys are amateur content creators and would like to be on the podcast, please feel free to go there and hit the apply. You can also go there and check the schedule. The website is a work in progress. We're still building it, but all the social links at the top work, and you can find out all of the pertinent information that you might need at this point in time. So thank you guys. And be sure to go check out WesCoCinco from the links that we gave above. We've got his Instagram and Twitch. We've been reviewing photos and things like that. So thank you guys for popping in.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
So, Wesco, do you have any? You mentioned that you did a lot of hikes and things like that in photography, and we talked about the grizzly bears that you ran into and stuff. Is there any other like close encounters or crazy stories you've got? And here's something maybe in mind. I don't know if it's your area or not, or if you're familiar, but there's a guy who does missing 411. And it's stories of people that just go missing out on hikes out of the blue. And he tries to research these because nobody really does a collection of those because they throw it off. I don't know if you're familiar with that at all. If not, that's cool. But I'm just wondering if you got any stories.
Yeah, I don't think I have one. I don't think I've heard of that one. Not
okay.
Probably not. I don't think so.
Okay.
But
it's super interesting if you guys ever look into it. Missing 411. There's a couple people that do stories on that.
Yeah,
anyway.
there's a lot of different hikes. Sometimes there's like how I mentioned Fort Clatsop is around here where Lewis and Clark were at.
Mm-hmm.
There is a 6-mile Fort to Sea trail, and you can hike from the fort through 6 miles of trail all the way down to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it is you pass through some farmland, and there's like it's like a 10-foot wide kind of walkway fenced off between cow pastures.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta like zigzag through a little gate to get across to the next gate because you're going to be crossing where there would be a gate for like a fence separating the pastures, but there's no fence because the farmers don't need to take care of that.
Right.
But you got a 20-foot area where you got to cross an open space where there could be cows, including a bull that does sometimes show up.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And and sometimes the barbed wire fence that you're next to, sometimes it looks like there's a little bit of a gap. And sometimes the fence just doesn't have a fence.
Uh-oh.
So sometimes it's like
no.
Me and my fiance we crossed, and I had work in a couple hours, and I was there, and then we saw him, and he's big, letting us know we're here, letting us know he's here. Real close, he's sniffing, puffing, and all this crap. He's around the corner, and I'm like, did I have to wear a red shirt today? So we just nice and calm, just go back. We're like, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go home now. Let's stop. But we head back. But sometimes all those cow pastures around there, that we'd run into them. There's also an area of the strip that's like there used to be a forest fire, so you're walking through a burnt forest essentially.
Okay.
And it's really cool to see. But there's just like all these different stuff. That's the favorite thing about that one is I can also shorten it to like a half-mile hike to the cows instead of a full 3.5 because it's an area like halfway down you can do. But that same trail, when I was in high school, we did soccer practice. We would take a soccer ball and dribble the trail.
Huh.
And then we get to the beach, and then we'd do training on the beach. We'd do sand soccer, or we'd also do stuff like fireman's carry that have a partner over our shoulders, and we'd carry them 20 yards to a mound and back, drop them off. They'd run, come back, pick you up, repeat. And so there was a lot of intense stuff about that kind of trail, which makes it kind of fun for me because it's kind of like a little bit of both worlds.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different stuff about that trail and all the different waterfalls. I'll go swimming, and sometimes if it's nice enough outside and it's summer. If it's winter, it's cold as hell, and then I'm crazy. But I do it anyways because why not?
Of course.
Do you go out there in the like shorts in the winter? Do you guys have cold winters there too? I think you do.
We just get rain 24/7.
Okay.
Just rain all year. If it's snowing, The snow will stay for maybe a day, maybe two, and then it's gone.
Okay.
So snow doesn't stick to our side. It's just on the coast. It's just rain, heavy rain, hail, more heavy rain,
Right.
sideways rain, whatever you want, just rain.
Got stanging rain. Your rain
just
ain't even
rain.
came up from the ground.
Right.
Sometimes that's the thing about Oregon is you'll be standing in direct sunlight on your face and it's warm as hell, but you'll still get rained on somehow.
Right.
You'll
That's
be in
great.
sunlight and still get rained on. It's confusing, but it's just Oregon.
When
I
that
don't know how to
happened,
explain it.
when that happened, it happened here at least once or twice that I've seen. And usually when that's going on, there's tornado warning bells going off of it. You get take cover, and it's like sunny and raining. You're like, okay, yeah, I should probably go.
Yeah, we don't have
we don't have
tornadoes. We don't got
Right.
tornadoes, but we are constantly on watch for a tsunami.
Okay.
Really?
There used to be a tsunami like every 10 years around here because of the Pacifico. I forget the name of the plate or the fault line that's off the coast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Pacifico?
yeah.
Something like that? I don't remember.
Something like that.
Something
Chat
like
if
that.
you guys want to help us out.
Yeah. And so we would do that. And our the high school I was at, they just got a brand new one last summer, and now middle school and high school is up there, up on the hill. But the high school was 200 yards from the ocean.
Ooh.
Like you could go across the street, and I'm looking at the estuary. There's a river, and I see the ocean and the
Right.
beach. But the tsunami warning sign is 15 minutes before it arrives. The evacuation route took 20.
Oh, wow.
And it used to be every 10 years, there'd be like a 1.0, 2-point magnitude earthquake, something really small.
Yeah.
Right now, I think last I checked, we're like a couple decades overdue.
Gotcha.
It's predicted at least a 9.5.
Oh,
Holy
wow.
cow.
And
Wow.
Seaside is there's a river that runs through it. So it's it's on two sides. There's the touristy side, the main strip, the river, highway, and then everything else.
Right.
Mhm.
But those bridges are old, and they're not going to hold. So that evacuation route is going to take even longer.
Oh, wow.
No.
And so we had to get a new school proposed. And if they just said yes the first time we tried to propose this, I would have been the first class to graduate out of it. But they said no. So kind of sucks, but whatever. But yeah, the new school is kind of there, and it's really cool. They got a beautiful view of the whole city. It looks
nice.
like a very, very nice school. It's stupidly good because they have break rooms that they can just chill at. They'd have a piano. They have these giant wall of windows just overlooking the entire city and the beach and everything.
Wow.
And it's gorgeous. They have their track is also the same thing.
I'm going to high school there.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm sending my school back. My
Right.
yeah.
Let me just go and roll.
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy. They don't have to worry about tsunamis now. I mean,
Nope.
so basically that thing's been sitting like the tectonic plates just building up and waiting. And
Yeah, so it sits, they're side by side, but what happens over time, one of them will start to slip underneath and it rolls and rolls. Yeah. And then when the tsunami happens, it shifts too far and this one springs up. And that's what causes the tsunami to follow.
Okay.
And so that's what happened. And it's just been building and building. And we
right.
don't
So
know
it's
when
like
gonna go
pulling back a mousetrap or something, and it's getting more pressure as time goes on.
Yep.
And without releasing that pressure means that it's probably going to have a bigger magnitude. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we had a tsunami warning test for the sound today, actually, in town. So they actually all across all the radios, they have it. They would play it for a few minutes and then they turn it off just to make sure that it does work.
okay.
But yeah, because for our school, we'd have those earthquake drills, as everyone does. But for us, after the earthquake drill, we have to go on a hike.
Right.
We
It's
got
like,
to
all right, guys,
walk. Yeah,
take
we got to
cover.
start walking.
take cover and get out of here fast after
Yeah,
the shaking
take cover,
stops.
earthquake over. All right, everyone out, start
Right.
walking. And then we do a head count when we get there, and we'd walk back, and that's kind of what we did. Sometimes, I mean, a buddy of mine, his family owns like a restaurant in town, so and my dad's a teacher, and we'd have his class, and we would kind of just not go.
Mhm.
And so I would, as the teacher's son, I would know when the tsunami drill was going to happen and what day and what time for like what
Oh,
period. So I would be like, yeah, I'm not at school when that went off.
Yeah.
One time we went to his restaurant and we actually got lunch during the tsunami drill. Then we actually ended up driving behind everybody when they started to light up the buses to head back. We drove past everybody in the car. And we didn't say anything, but that's just what we did. 'Cause
Right,
that's
right.
What we were like.
Like turning duck. They didn't see me, did they?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? Oh, there's a tsunami drill today? Damn, I
Right.
missed it again?
Right?
Crazy.
That's so funny. Have you been there when there has been a tsunami?
No, I have not.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been there. I've lived here my entire life, but we haven't had a tsunami here. But I've been when I was in Alaska. We were staying in an Airbnb, and there was an earthquake there.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been in an earthquake scenario. It wasn't really bad at all. It's kind of the TV was shaking. That threw me off for a little bit.
Right.
But once I realized it was an earthquake, we kind of just like it was calm. Everyone was leaving, but we were out of the city. We were out of tsunami zone. We were all fine.
Okay.
But yeah, but here in town, it's kind of just like we got to get through it because also the amount of people that we get alone makes it even more difficult.
Yeah.
And so there's just a lot of stuff that we have to take accountability for and keep track of while we're being locals, just kind of just making sure that everyone's going to be okay.
Right.
It's fucking dope.
Mm-hmm. So, you said you're going to school, taking 2 classes in art. Or what type of degree are you looking to get? And are you looking to do anything with the degree?
So I'm getting a photography degree. It's one of the because there's not like an engineering degree here. It's like painting, calligraphy, specifically art specific stuff.
Right.
And so for me, I'm kind of using it too. Cause before this, I did photography for 6 years, completely self-taught, experimental, just kind of messing around with everything. And I've pieced it together. And now I'm at school to kind of refine all the stuff that I didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so I can like post-production editing instead of messing around with what I've put together myself. I can actually get taught on exactly what does what and how to utilize it to my advantage. And so there's all this kind of different stuff like that. There's a class on lighting. There's one on elements of design. Sometimes there's like fundamental classes, which everyone has to take.
Okay.
My first class, like for the first week, I had to like learn how to draw. I sucked at it.
Okay.
But we had to like draw like 30 different like forms, which would be like a cube, a sphere, a cone, really basic stuff. I have to like draw them 30 different times, but each time keep a varied amount of each shape, but at the same time also change the style of the drawing. Whether I'm like doing a lot of quick scribbles, whether I'm doing like fading, there's like 13 different drawing techniques that I had to figure out and learn just to get through a fundamentals course.
Right.
So if you think art school is easy, no.
Right.
Art school is not easy.
Right. How far along are you in art school now?
I've done 4 semesters now.
Okay.
So I'm about halfway through the year. I've been there for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so my degree should take 3 years to complete. Okay. Sometimes it would take 4. They try to aim for 3.5, but because I was able to submit a portfolio of my previous work, and that gets me credit for like, oh, he doesn't need to take this class because he's demonstrated that he can do it.
Okay. So life credits, you've basically sort of life credits tested out of some of the courses. Okay.
And so I kind of just pick out different, and I try to do like, I have to like pick out 15 photos for that, but I have to be like, okay, what ones all demonstrate this, but I don't want to focus just on that. I want to like find ones that can show enough of what I can do without just being like, oh, he can just do that one thing, or he's like, oh, he's mediocre in everything. You have to like find that kind of balance about it. But it's all really, really intensive because again, it's 8-week semesters. And once you have that done, you have a second semester the very next week. Like right now, this one just started last week. I just started week 2 of this semester. And once these 7 weeks are over, I get 1 week off, and then I go into the next 16 weeks of classes. And so it's all
pretty intense.
Constant.
Is there a summer break at all, or is it going to be constantly throughout?
Constant.
Okay.
I'll be in school for 48 out of the 52 weeks of the year.
Okay. And you're looking to be done in 3.5 years, you said, roughly?
3.5. With my credits that I was able to get, it should be bumped down to 3.
Okay.
And you've already done about 6 months or so, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got about another 2.5 years. Do you have a goal in mind with that? Or is that just maybe for experience or, for...
Well, the degree does help for obvious reasons to advertise yourself and as a professional creative.
Yeah.
And having that degree outside of just having that credentials is more so of a proving point for myself that like, hey, I did this, I earned this, we can do this.
Okay.
And that's why I'm taking that massive notebook, and I got 160 pages already, and I've only taken probably I've only written notes on it for the past 4 classes that I've had.
Yeah.
And so every week when they have a new presentation for me to read, I'm duplicating it down word by word, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have everything I need to know about everything in photography right there. That's another thing that's going to be a piece that I can just hold on to as a credential for myself. That's like, I know what I'm doing.
It'll be a reference library, basically. You're building your own journal to have. So that's good too, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to use it to basically just have a credential for yourself for independent contracting for photography, or are you looking to get into a studio or anything like that? Or do you have any goals in mind that way?
Yeah, so studio work is something that I typically never was keen on, and that's not something I'm aiming for this one, because there's studio work and then there's also field work, and field work is where I tend to excel at. Also because I work better with the natural lighting, because the lighting from like light bulbs, it doesn't give the same effect as actual outdoor lighting.
Right.
It's all the camera takes it all differently, and so that's kind of where it gets technical. That's where I start to lose it. And so I'm stick to the field work where I can just mess with that kind of stuff. But when it comes to field work, I do a lot of freelance stuff around the city, such as the events that we do.
Right.
And all those, I'll take photos for them and I'll send them to the newspaper, and they'll get it published as well. And I'll have my name in it and everything like that. But outside of that, I was looking at doing sports photography for a long time. When I was in high school, I started out in the yearbook team. I was the only sports ball person, as they referenced it, person in the club, because I was the only athlete. And so I did a lot of photos for them. And when I was a freshman, I would do the soccer games because I was a soccer guy.
Right.
I would take between, on average, 3,000 to 4,000 photos per game. And then I would get to school the next day for the next hour, and I'd spend that entire hour going through every single photo, filling it out for what I want. Because the soccer page itself, we're using maybe 5 photos.
Right.
But it's like it was good practice for me. I was able to get a lot of it. My friends would call me out for it afterwards. Like, you'd have like the newspaper guy laying down on his stomach behind the corner of the goalpost for a corner kick. My friends would see me do the exact same on the other side of the goal. And see me copying him, but it worked. It got some cool photos out of it. But there's a lot of different stuff like that. And I'd travel to Portland and take photos. But sports photography is one of those things that I do enjoy, simply because of the competitiveness of it.
Right.
Because unlike, say, a family portrait shot, you don't get second chances.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything is one take, live action in front of you. You got one shot. Don't fuck it up.
Right.
You just gotta move.
Depending on who you get in with too, in that, sports photography, there's potential to basically go anywhere in the world.
Well, I do have connections as well. I'm a big soccer fan, as I already mentioned. MLS, I watch a lot of Major League. Shut off. And I would watch a lot of Portland Timbers is our MLS team around here. Very proud of them. They do very good work. And I actually have connections with their photographer.
Okay.
And so I've talked to him, asked him questions, and once some more restrictions get lifted, I'll be able to job shadow with him on the field sideline.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome.
And so I could stand next to him, take photos with him, just kind of as a volunteer.
Right.
And I was going to do that a while ago, but then COVID happened, restrictions happened. And then even when they opened it up to visitors to the stadium, there was still restrictions for staff and everything. And so it's kind of just been all backed up since then.
Okay.
But I do plan to go back to that. And the goal would be at that point to be his successor in that area.
Right.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that sounds awesome. That's a excellent opportunity if you're able to take advantage of that, to go and kind of understudy under someone who's already doing what you might be interested in doing. So that's cool.
Yeah, because he's the main photographer for basically Portland in the entire town. Because he'll be he's a photojournalist, and he does a lot of different work. President Biden showed up a couple months ago and had a press conference, and the guy I was shooting with, Craig, he actually got to be the photographer at the event, taking photos of him and all that kind of stuff. And so he does pretty much everything that people ask for in Portland. If anyone asks for a photographer, he's the go-to guy. And so I'm very glad to have that connection with him and be able to just ask him anything I need.
That's real big.
Yeah.
big thing. To
Right.
help you
And
out.
then, yeah, you'll get some little tips and tricks because he's been doing it a while. You'll see, what equipment works where and things like that too. So, man, there's a lot you can pick up. Having
Yeah.
someone that's already experienced in the field and anything that you guys are into, anybody out there, is an excellent resource. So definitely, if you have people like that you can ask and use, they're good to have around. Professionals in the field are always the best people to ask questions about.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh yeah, yo.
So when's your next stream, Wesco?
After this, actually, we're gonna go hop in some Rocket League. We might do some private heat seekers just to get everyone warmed up for the limited time mode. Everyone can just go in there and just kick ass. Because I feel good with heat seeker. I started playing because for those that don't know, it's kind of just like an auto accuracy and everything. And there's a strat to where you'll send one person across the field to just go demo chase.
Mm-hmm.
And when this was playing and Rocket League got bought by Epic, they had the rule of everything where it was like you couldn't, if you were down by 3 or more, you don't get teammates to fill in. You stuck with bots.
Yeah.
Heat Seeker, there are no bots. So I got used to 1v3ing, and I actually got pretty good at it.
Okay.
I'd be able to dodge 2 people trying to demo me while shooting and scoring on the other guy.
Yeah.
And it really helped me become agile and faster at the gameplay. And part of that is just having a lot of practice. And so if we get into it for private matches, I want to get that for everyone else to get used to. That's how you can just crush everybody that you play against.
Right.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any anything you want to add, Wesco? Do you got any other stories you'd like to share?
I could tell the story how I had to relearn to walk.
Yeah, let's hear it. We want to hear how Wesco had to relearn to walk.
So as I mentioned, I did play soccer for a long time as a kid. I played year-round up in Portland. I played there between 12 and 15 years old. I played year-round for Portland, so I travel an hour and a half to practice twice a week, and then weekends for games and all that kind of stuff. We were in a tournament. We were against a team that was ranked number 2 in the northern hemisphere of the globe. That's not an exaggeration.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Wow.
And these are 14-year-olds that are practicing with Olympic developmental players, MLS teams, and they're developing at such a young age. They're very, very talented and good at the game. Basically, one of their guys took a shot from half field. There's like a 3-story tall fence behind one of the goals because there's a forest back there. Took a branch about this thick, clean off a tree from 50 yards away. Next, a few minutes later, there's a corner kick. He's on top of the box. I'm defending the post. I see him unmarked. And I'm terrified for my life. I jump up to block it because it falls right to him, as I suspected. He shoots it right near me. I jump up to block it. My thighs I don't know how to do this on this angle. My thighs are like this. So this one's straight up. My left leg's out at an angle. My leg went from here to here. And I didn't stop the ball either. It still went in. I went, like the fucking Tasmanian devil when you get spun around real quick?
Yeah.
It felt like that. And I fell on my face. And they were like, and at that point we were down, I think it was like 10-1. But they were like, hey, get up. And I'm the guy that I'll always get up.
Yeah.
But I was like, guys, I can't stand up.
Oh, wow.
Go to the hospital. I hyperextended my hip flexor.
Ooh.
For the next 9 months, I was on crutches, and I had to go to rehab, and I had to relearn to walk. And then after that, I had to relearn to run. I had to relearn to kick a soccer ball. I had to relearn everything.
That sucks, brother.
And I got back. I don't even think before that I don't think I've even been as peak as I was at before that injury, because I was very, very talented at that point.
Right.
And it was good. I got back to the game. I started to get everything figured out. And there is a good news to this story.
Okay.
And I play against the team. They travel around. They heard about my story, and they invited me to travel with them the next summer.
Okay.
The next summer, I spent 10 days in Spain trainings with Barcelona, with Real Madrid. I trained with Premier League European coaching staff for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's dope.
and we got to travel in like the team buses, go to the stadiums, go to their training grounds, and we got a tour of the cities, and it was a very fun time, and it was a blast to have at such a young age. My sister was pissed because I traveled alone without the parents before she was. She was pissed. But we got back to it. I did that for them, and because when I first started with the team, the coach told me he almost didn't pick me on the team the first year.
Yeah.
But by the end of the season, I became one of the most valuable players.
Hell yeah,
because
bro.
every practice or warm up, he'd be like, "All right, defenders, midfielders, forwards," and there's me. I'm just like, "Where do you want me today?" Because I did it.
But
I
you
did
can
all of
play
them.
anything.
I did
Right.
all of them.
Okay.
And so I was like, "Where do you want me today?" All right, go here. All right, go here. And it was funny because towards the end of the season, that last season, our coach had something come up. We had to change coaches. Didn't like him. Didn't like much of my teammates. They were kind of changing a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. I had a good time. I'm out.
Okay.
And pretty much half the people were begging me to stay.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
and I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need it. And
Yeah.
so I stopped, came back. I focused on high school soccer, and we killed it. We ranked number 1 in state. We didn't win
Oh,
the state
yeah.
championship,
Okay.
but we ranked number 1 for the first
Dude,
time in
that's
school
sweet.
history.
Right.
All the sand soccer training and stuff. Our conditioning coach was a Marine. He would literally bring 6-inch diameter battle ropes to the field. Like,
Right.
we're working out.
Yeah.
The hardest workout we'd do was like a 500. We'd sprint to the 10-yard line, sprawl, 0 sprawl, 20, 0, 30, 0, 40, 0, 50, 0. And by the time you finish that's 500 yards you just ran.
Right.
Or 300 or something like that.
Yeah.
And once the first person on the team finishes, you got 5 minutes to do 100 squats.
Wow.
Once that timer's up, go again. And the timer starts for everybody when the first person finishes. So you're busting your ass to finish that run.
Right.
We would do this 3 or 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
We were
You
the
keep
most
that.
conditioned team in the state, hands
I
down.
bet. That's crazy.
And it was fun because everyone there's that football versus soccer rivalry going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody was always like, "Nah, football's harder." The only people that didn't say that were the people that saw soccer practice.
Right.
Everyone that saw practice was like, "No, you guys don't even come close."
Right. Wow.
And it was fun.
I think one of your probably workouts or your practices. That's probably like how much I've exercised my life. Just saying, because that's a lot, man.
We were very, very conditioned. We were very competitive with it. And looking back at it now, I'm very thankful for the guys that we had.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very fun time for all of us because we were doing good. And we enjoyed it. And it was always a good time to play and go across the league and try against other schools. And there's do you guys know about Tillamook cheese? Tillamook Cheese Creamery. There's a cheese factory. They make they sell cheese for Delta and everything. All this high stuff.
I gotta say no.
That's fine.
We're Michigan. We're right next to Wisconsin. That's what.
All you gotta know is the town smells like they play shit.
Oh.
Because they're literally a farm town filled with cows everywhere. It smells like cow manure 24/7. I could not live there.
Oh my gosh.
But every team had their different play styles, and they were no fun. But we always had different leagues. We had some teams that one time sent us death threats, which was interesting.
What?
Wow. A team set you death threats?
I had 2 teammates on my Portland team that were that was in my league. And one of my teammates went up for a header against one of my high school teammates.
Mm.
Okay.
My Portland teammate got a minor concussion, got sent to the hospital, and the other team was having his back and sending him gifts of death threats, pushing him off a cliff, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, wow.
All this stuff. A lot of them got sat out, but needless to say, there was an ambulance at every game against them since.
I'm just waiting.
But it's fun
Dang.
because we do summer tournaments every year up in Portland. Sometimes I would have to choose my team, high school versus Portland, who I want to, because I would be in my high school kit with the team walking along, and I'd walk past my Portland team.
Oh my
It's a little awkward. They're like, "You don't look good in red." Hey, I'll wear the white. We're wearing white the next game. All right, calm down. Because my high school team's red white, the other team's black white. So I'm like, hey.
Okay.
Right.
But one time that same team that was sending death threats, they were also in our pool for the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
And we heard them talking in their pregame huddle. They were like, guys, their defense and midfield sucks. Okay, guys, just crush them there. But they didn't get a single shutout all game.
Oh wow.
And,
Right, because your defense is so bad.
yeah, and that's also the same year that when we got first in state. Do you know what a shutout is?
Yeah.
We got the most shutouts of all high schools across the entire state of all sizes. We only got scored on in 4 games, including, and 2 of those was in the state tournament.
Wow.
That's crazy. So
we
2
had
games in regular season is
2
all.
games in regular season, including summer season.
Wow.
And how many games do you think that is?
If we're include, because that's not including tournaments, just kind of just preseason games. But I'd say that's probably close to 50 to 60 games.
And you got scored on in 4.
4.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And there was always like 1 or 2 goals. It was never big.
That's crazy.
Because our high school, our league for the state was weak. We didn't have a strong soccer league.
Okay.
And so it was a walkthrough for us every year, pretty much.
What was your highest scoring game?
Our highest scoring game, we scored, it was actually senior night. I believe we scored 8.
Okay.
I scored the 5th goal in classic fashion.
Yeah.
People asked me if that was on purpose.
Right.
People asked me if
Cinco
that was
gets
on
the
purpose.
Cinco.
I was like, no, that wasn't on purpose. I'm
Right.
not even sure how it went in, but we'll take it.
There you go.
Take it.
Because I'm a defender and a winger, so I
That's-
don't usually
that's
do
almost-
the shooting. I do the assists.
Almost
Okay.
every Rocket
Oh, you-
League shot of mine is like that. I don't know how it went in. We'll take it.
Same, 1000%. No, you probably just went up for like a pass and kicked it a little too hard and went in, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I swear, I
I
didn't
don't
pay
know
these
what
guys
happened.
off. Oh,
All right.
Man.
Well, I think it's about time to get it wrapped up. Mrs.
Yep.
Gnome is up,
Yep.
and Goofy's got to get ready for work. Do you have anything you'd like to add, Wesco?
Just kind of just slow down in life, guys. Just breathe, take your time. I've rushed through so much of my life that I'm kind of just like, relax, take your time. Life's a big journey. Don't try to get ahead of yourself.
Absolutely.
Take everything one day at a time. Focus on it. Just get through it day by day. That's all you need. You don't need much more. Just find what you need. Make it simple. It won't be easy. Just keep it simple.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Goofy, you got anything to add?
It's been a pleasure, man. I've seen that you're really humble and I would say a pretty damn awesome dude. And to me, you've went through honestly a life-changing thing and you're still smiling about it. You know what I mean? You had to relearn how to walk and all that other stuff, and you're out here hiking and looking at all the waterfalls, and you do a great job at editing photos. You do, I think,
Thank
you're
you.
a hell of an artist.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on
Absolutely.
here, man.
Sure.
Gnome, what do you got?
No?
You're up.
Well, I want to
Your
thank you
turn.
for coming on to the show, Wesco. You are absolutely a great person to have on here. Thank you. It's a lot of fun. World-class soccer player, world-class photographer, world-class Rocket League player. You're going to be,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, just awesome all around. I think you guys should go check out WesCoCinco. Let me get these links up here again. I got those copied. And, yeah, that's basically all I have to add, man. It was awesome having you. And thank you so much. And
Thank you
look
for
forward to
having me.
seeing more Rocket League, seeing how the tournament goes and things like that. Definitely go check out Cinco on his Instagram for all the photos, on the Twitch for some Rocket League stuff. If you guys out there would like to get on the podcast or see more podcasts, we have gnomesandpresents.com. Yep. You can check out gnomesandpresents.com, spelled like the name. I don't have a link up there just yet for this.
Yep.
We'll get one here. And I'd like to thank all of you guys for showing up here. We'll get some comments here real quick at the end. We got
Yep.
Corey's got this came in. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Corey.
Thank you so much. Your boy Smoke saying great show. We got your boy Smoke. I actually do want to pull this up real quick on here. Let's pull this up. So this is what we got coming up, guys. Let me get that so we don't have Goofy blocked off. So this is the website here. If you go to gnomesayingpresents.com, you can apply right at the middle. Just hit the apply, and you'll get an application as soon as my website wants to load. And to be on the podcast, we still got open availability for a lot of shows. We can schedule up to 3 months in advance. So we've got WesCoCinco today. We've got Cochrane 3833 next week. Your boy Smoke the following week, and then we're open after that. So look forward to seeing you guys there. Social links up at the top, and we'll get this ball rolling. Thank you guys so much for showing up.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, WesCo.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see you guys next week for another episode of Gnome Saying Presents. Be sure to go check out WesCo, guys, and have yourself a great week. Happy Hump Day, and we'll see you next time. Gnome Saying.
Peace, y'all.
Peace. Yes, it's over.
Great show, y'all.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys. Hey, WesCo, before you leave, are you getting your stream going right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a much needed piss break first.
All right, guys, if you want to hang out, and I've got
I'll get
the
that
flags
live first before I go.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah. Get her rolling. Start going that. We're gonna carry this on over to WesCo while he's getting that set up. I'm gonna see if I can find something for you guys to watch real quick here. Let's see if I can check this out. Where did I put this? And thank you guys so much. You out there? You're up now? All right, let me go over here. We'll maybe check this out next time. It was what I showed you earlier, Goofy. I did a 4th of July stream, and
yep,
dude, it was ridiculous. We won't have it this time, but we'll queue it up for next time. Next Gnome Saying Presents at the end after credits. We'll show you guys, and it's funny. We've got a little bit of a bug infestation here at the household, and I was trying to raise some funds to help fight that battle, and I was going to show you guys some of that battle. We'll check it out next week, though.
Yep.
Thank you, Goofy, for popping in. Let's get to Twitch and start a raid.
Let's start it. Oh, you might want to.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Got it.
Oh boy.
Are you live, WesCo?
I think so. Should be.
Okay.
I pressed the button. Should be live.
It's one of the buttons.
I pressed the buttons in the order I was supposed to. I thought.
It's one of those guys over there.
What's the keyboard command for raid? There it is.
There it is.
All right. Be sure to check them out. We'll get some Rocket League private matches going. You playing with viewers?
Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, if I didn't have to go to work, I'd come play with you, buddy. Maybe tomorrow if you're on.
I'll definitely be on tomorrow.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Thanks again.
Peace, guys.
Later.
All right.